Just what I am. That's all. just what I am. That's all.
What's up, everybody? Sorry for that extended intro there. I apologize. And we are going to be getting. There's a couple things that I wanted to mention. Let me see. Before we get the show going, sorry about. I thought I was going to be able to make it, and no, traffic said, no, you're not. So I didn't. And it was hot as hell, and I really needed to take a shower before I did a little mini show. There's a couple things that I kind of wanted to go over real quick. Let me turn this down a little bit. Because, I always have been. What you see of me is something that has been homegrown. It's been homegrown. It's been off of my own trial and error, off of my own research, off of my own ideas, off of my own everything. I about shit a brick a few weeks ago when I found out that people use more than one monitor. I was like, what? Really? So what I mean, that's what I mean. Everything that you've seen from the first episode till now is really shit that I've just learned on my own and had to. I've had a couple people reach out about different things here and there, but see, I feel bad because here I'm thinking that I'm the one that makes, I'm the one that pretty much does everything beyond the layouts and the logos and and I was like, so as I start to get acquainted with different people, I start to realize, damn, like here I'm trying to do all this other stuff. And so I had a very special moderator reach out to me. I had a lot of moderators reach out to me actually, but I had a special moderator that reached out to me before the show. And this moderator, since day one, has always done nothing but send inspirational messages. Words that you need to hear, pep talks, concern, care, support, and, they reached out to me today about something. And I feel bad because here, just like everything else, I'm trying to do everything on my own. And, I didn't even realize that people would have other people run their Discords and stuff. And so because I've always done everything on my own, I don't know any better, right? And so that's why when it comes to my Discord, it's all been in it's a security channel, but basically it's a chat channel, but it's meant for mods to be able to discuss things amongst each other while the show's going live. You know what I mean? Like the earpiece. You know what I mean? They're all talking on the earpiece. But, she emailed me something out of care and out of her own I promote the peace, positivity, and progress. And uh, it's something that I think, although the Discord, because I always told people I can't make other chat channels in Discord because I don't even have the time to be able to read through everything in my own one channel. eh, you know, um, and so, to try and get caught up in all the conversations, you're talking, it could be an hour or two. And I just have that 15, 20. And so I always told people, I'm not gonna open up other channels until, I don't want to create something and somebody feel like I'm not present or available. You know what I mean? And that's why I always, was like, nah, we'll just keep it to this for now. And then once I do the Monday through Friday, I'll have plenty of time to be able to engage and interact and all these other things. But one of my moderators reached out to me, and I really, if any of my moderators, and I'll go ahead and put it in the security chat after the show. But if any of my moderators would like to run some of the other channels, that way, if there are certain discussions that might bring down the peace and positivity or, whatever, we can have different things. So I apologize. I know a lot of people reach out and ask. And that's the reason why, really is because I don't want to I don't want to make something and not be available, and that's what it comes down to. All from good intentions. I know my limits. I know where I'm already stretched thin, and I know what the breaking point, and so, but at the same time, I totally understand. So, um, shout out to the mods. If there's any of you that would like to, please let me know. Um, and I also wanted to take the time to say that, and I wanted to say I appreciate you, moderator, and all of you. But to the one that emailed me, I appreciate you. I understand, and I it is. We're all about the PPP. You know. I want to say thank you. I didn't even expect it when I came home today. I had 3 bags from the store that I went to on lunch because I had to hurry, and I had a book bag. I had 3 bags from the store, and then I was walking up with my coffee cup, and then I was walking up to the door, and then I saw, oh my gosh, what is this? It was 2 hats and a desk. I didn't even get to check out the desk. I wish it would have like a little message from, you know what I mean, like a message saying, "Hey, it's," because I don't even know who did it. So, so uh, I want to say thank you. I didn't even. I just saw it said desk. It was freaking heavy. Um, and I didn't even get to check it out because I had to hurry up and run upstairs to take a shower. So, thank you. I wanted to say thank you for that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is when it comes to the content of the show. And excuse me. I told you guys that I had some people reach out to me after this weekend, and were saying they love the show, and these are people that do watch the show. I know them. I recognize the names. And they were talking about the long streams, and totally understand this and that, but at the same time it's like, CJ, we miss your shows that are constantly, not there. Nobody's talking about the intros like this. It's when we're getting into the topics and when we're really trying to do work, and they were reaching out to me today, and they were like, have you looked at your views? And I was like, nope. And they said, go look at your views in the last week. And I'm like, oh, okay. Whoa, shit. Look at how many hangouts you got. Yeah, there's quite a few. How much work have you done? Not much. Do you think that's on purpose? I said, I don't know. But you're right, I haven't done any work. And the shows are getting a little too long. I understand, everybody has got daily lives, work, kids, you know, practices, all of these other things. And when community is reaching out to me and saying, CJ, we want CJ back. You know, I love hanging out and I love chilling and I love being engaged in the community, but it's hard to try and catch up. And then when you try to catch up and you're not really catching up, then what is my channel worth? Right? I was like, wow. And they're right. If you go look at the views from the last week, 1,000. Everything when I was putting in work. And I'm not I know I'm not a big time, but to me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 is a lot, right? On a consistent basis. And I looked at the last ones. I was like, wow. And then so I started to kind of go through them. I'm like, what work did I actually do? I know the Friday we did the court hearing, discussed it some more. But there's a lot of stuff we just haven't done, and I've put in a crazy amount of hours. And the unfortunate thing is, I mean, it's nice because the next 2 weeks I get to do what I was going to be able to do schedule wise. Okay. Now I had to change the plans that night for the Friday show, and then the next day I found out I was going to be able to do the Friday show, but then the plans, those got kind of, you know what I mean? When you tell somebody, yeah, we're going to do it, then you tell them, well, I'm sorry, work changed the schedule. I can't use PTO for it. We'll have to do it maybe in a week, next week, week after, maybe okay, we'll get back to you. Then I call them the next day. Hey, we can. Oh, well, I already. Okay. But after the 2 weeks go by, then I'm at that schedule. And it's very important. I totally understand what the community's saying. I really do. And it's the truth. Like, I used to be able to fit everything in 2.5 to 3 hours. And it's going to be important for me to get the habit of that coming up, because when this schedule in a couple weeks isn't the same schedule, I'm going to have to do that. And I need to go through these things that I need to go through, because there are 2 or 3 weeks that I have planned out and everything is pushed back a week. And so I need to get back to the topics. I need to get back to trying to keep it to a 3-hour show. I need to get back to not asking everybody to take a whole evening, because what's going to happen? Why do people come here? They come here for the peace, positivity, progress. They come here for the facts. They come here for the knowledge. They come here for the discussion. They come here for the community. They come here for the togetherness. They come here for the welcoming. But they come here because they're entrusting in me that I'm going to make sure that their time is very well spent. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the ability to do 5, 6, 7 hour shows every day. I don't have the ability to take time. I don't. Um, and so it's just one of those things where there might be some nights where I don't have a panel open, and it's not because I'm not trying to not include other people. It's because I have a deadline that I need to get to, and I know that I have way too much, and I know that I'm not going to be talking that much to try and get through the deadline. And so there's a with every show, even the next 2 or 3 weeks, there's an outline up here. I always have an outline. And every night when I get on, I have an outline in my head. And I know I break it down in blocks. And the blocks are, uh, you know, for different parts. And then it includes different things and a lot of times. And it's a lot of outlining in your head to be able to run a live show. Um, that's just not a talk. There's certain things that got to get into. There's time limits. There's deadlines, and when it comes to that, I know because I'm the one that runs the show. I know if I have the time available to do so, and I know if I don't. And the last thing that I want to do is start off a topic and not be able to finish it. The last thing I want to do is promise to offer information and not be able to deliver it. The last thing that I want to do is ever tell you guys that I'm going to do something on a certain night and then I don't do it. Because the one person that it reflects is this name right up here. It all reflects this guy. I work my tail off to be able to give you everything that I can give you the way that I give it to you. I work it like crazy. Sometimes I wish you guys could just be right here just to see what I'm what the digging in the dirt every single day. So people could truly understand where my heart and my passion is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry some people felt that the Yoli conversation was boring. And decided to leave because I watched the numbers drop. I'm sorry you feel that way. I thought the conversation with Yoli in the show was pretty intriguing myself. And I don't know. I think if any family member or any community member was bored and wanted to go elsewhere, I'm sorry. I thought it was pretty entertaining. So I'm sorry some people felt that way. I had a lot of people reaching out to me after the show last night and throughout the day today. I don't know. So I wanted to say, if any of the mods, and I'll put it in the Discord, but if anybody's interested, I would like to be able to try and allow other people to have other channels, so that way, um, you know, if somebody's just going to drop documents or something, or an article or something, they're not, you know, it's on topic. It's not something that's different. So that's my bad. I need to be able to have different channels. Um, so that's my bad. And I'll do it. And I'll make the different channels. I just want to let you guys know that, until I do, am able to do that Monday through Friday. Um, the last thing I wanted to do was make something that I wouldn't be able to be involved in, and I don't know how much I would be able to, but I definitely feel like there needs to be different channels for different things. So I promise all of you guys. I know there's a bunch reaching out to me last night and throughout the day, so um, we'll have those changes because it is right and it's true, and we need to get back to evil CJ, and CJ needs to do what CJ used to do. Totally understand, and I need some self-checking every once in a while too. I need some people to say, "Yo, CJ, what the hell's wrong with you, dude?" I need that, and I know that because I explore all thoughts, theories, and opinions. I'm able to sit there and read these words from other people, and I'm able to understand. And I'm not perfect, you know. I just try and do the right thing all the time. I try and be about the peace, positive, and progress no matter what. And sometimes when you are about that, sometimes it gets taken advantage of, or your kindness gets treated like a weakness. And then you need some of your family to like say, "Yo, dude, wake the fuck up." We all need that. It's that balance. So I want to say thank you uh, to all of you who reached out last night and throughout the day today. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and say what's up to everybody, and then we're going to check out. I'm doing a show. Usually it's not even my night to do a show. So you're getting a little special here. And I don't even really know how long I'm going to be on, honestly. I was going to have Dolphin and Yoli hop up. But I was just going to hang out, talk to you guys about these documents for a little bit, and kind of cover some stuff and get it in some work. Um, because when it comes down to it, that guy right there, that's the one that's on the line. I'm responsible for myself, and I'm responsible for this show. But yeah, and then I heard there's some other stuff. Heather dropped in Discord. Thank you for that too. I wanted to say thank you on the show as well. I don't know if you're in or not. I haven't even checked chat yet, but we're going to go ahead and say hello to everybody real quick. I know it's going to take a little bit. Are you fucking serious? No way. That took a freaking hour. Are you serious? No, it didn't. 35 minutes. Why is StreamYard? What the hell's going on with Wait, what's up here? That was only 30 minutes. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and say hello. What's up, Shelly, Katie, Katrina? Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Sooner Girl, I haven't even drank my coffee yet. Sorry, I ran home. Traffic was a mess. What's up, Janet? Wheezy, Kelly, Doodlebug. Traffic was a mess, and then I was like, man, it was freaking hot today. There's no way I'm doing a show drenched in sweat. I was like, forget that. So I had to hop in the shower real quick. And then as soon as I threw my hoodie on and some shorts, boom, fired it up. All right, I'm going to try and get through this real quick. Riley, let me see here. And then I think Yoli actually might have gotten on a plane already. So I'm not sure. I sent her an email. But I don't know. Maybe it got bumped up or something. It's like 25. What's up, Greg? KDD. Beach Life, please. Brian and BK Wave, Speedy Trout. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting on Twitter for you guys. That's where I get all my updates. I'm gonna be having the Architect. That's another show I was wanting to have coming up. Yeah, I gotta get to my work, everybody. I really do. I've let a week go by almost. I gotta get back to it. Karma Police, what's up? Hey, there you are, bro. Finally. My gosh. Finally. Jeez, I was like, where's Eddie at, man? Where's Eddie at? What's up, War Eagle? Yeah, I heard the FBI. Yeah, we'll be getting into it. Thank you again, Heather, for the update. Appreciate that. Discord. What's up, Peaches? What's up, Rondi? I'm gonna try and hurry up here. It's so good to see you in here, Eddie. Good to see you in here, buddy. What's up, Tana? And Rumsey, Christina K. Let me see here. Oh, there's Bonnie. What's up, Bonnie? So supportive you are, Bonnie. Teresa Smith. That's an interesting way to spell it. That's cool. What's up, Evie? Cryptic Conversations. There we are. Let's see. Big Ohio Al. What's up, bro? 2:45 in Seattle. I've always wanted to go to Seattle. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Aw. In Indiana. Why does it matter? Everybody knows. Are you a troll? Because trolls usually ask that. It's like, what the fuck? Y'all already know. What are you talking about? The trolls are the ones that don't. What's up, Cherry Cherry? Oh, she is here. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to make her wait any longer. Hold on a minute. Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. What's up? Yoli. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Hello? Uh-oh, I don't know if she can hear me. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Hold on 1 second. Let me put her. Let me see. 1 second. StreamYard's not working here. One second. I don't know what is up with StreamYard, man. This is so crazy. 1 second. Hopefully this works. I'm so surprised. I didn't think she's going to be able to make it. Sorry, I'm trying to find my spot in chat here to my hellos. Oh my gosh, gifted memberships. Oh, see. That I would see I wish it highlighted those. Seriously. All right, here she is. Yoli Yoli, I think you can hear me now. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. No? Hello? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I can
No?
hear you. You can't hear me though. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear
No?
you. Hello? Yes, but you can't hear me. You can't
You
hear
can't.
me. You can't hear me.
I can hear
I'm
you.
talking in the microphone. You can hear me? Hello? You can hear me talking?
Hi.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you. Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was able to hear you the whole time. But I don't think you
Hello?
could hear me because I was like, yeah, I can hear you. And you're like,
I'll
so I don't know. Uh-oh.
probably. Oh,
Go ahead. You're
there's a
kind of cutting
delay.
out.
There's a delay.
Yeah, you're
I
cutting
can hear
out.
you.
You're cutting out pretty bad
Yes.
on your side. Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? You're cutting out pretty bad
Hello?
on your side.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you. You're cutting out really bad on your side. Hello?
There's a delay.
Yeah, you're cutting
I
out.
can hear you.
Okay. We can hear you too. I don't
Yes.
think you can.
There's a
Yeah, I think.
delay.
Yeah, your internet's kind of choppy, and I think that's why you can hear me sometimes and why you can't.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's up? Uh-oh. You're cutting out again.
Let me do this on my phone. I think there's something wrong.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I can hear you too.
Yeah, you cut out in and out, and I think that's when you're getting
Say
the
hi to
delay.
everybody. There's a delay.
Right, because your internet isn't. There's something wrong with the internet. Watch, see now it freezes. It keeps freezing.
Yeah, I should just use my phone.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You want me to send you a link to your email again or?
I'll come back.
Okay. Let me see here. Sorry about that. What's up, Dolphin?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I have not been able to hear anything about what's come out. I was just going to start looking. Let me see here. And what's up, everybody? Sorry. I'm trying to get. I don't even know where my chat went. StreamYard is just. This is frustrating. I don't understand. Are you okay? Is it bugging for you too?
Oh, me, I'm fine.
Maybe I need to redo it. I don't
I mean,
know.
because I
Like,
can hear you and everything. I don't
yeah,
think I'm delayed either.
am I cutting out or
Nope,
am I like glitchy or anything myself? Or
totally smooth.
okay. Look at your super chats. What's up, Dakota? Oh my gosh, I almost ended my stream.
Oops.
Mrs. Krampus, super sticker, Kelly Miller. Oh my gosh, look at that. You are mm. Kelly Miller. That she is so supportive of so many people, and my gosh, thank you so
Yeah,
much,
she is such a
Kelly.
sweetheart.
She is
Hello.
a pillar in the
Hey, Yoli.
community.
Hi.
What's up,
Oh,
Yoli?
looks like
Okay,
she can
so
hear better now.
yeah, something's
Yeah,
going on with my computer. I don't know. They update. I don't know why Windows can't just get it together. I mean, they update shit all the time. Now I
right.
don't know where everything is. Everything's changed. My microphone,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah, they keep asking me to update too, and I say, no, no, no. I don't want that
Yeah.
update right now.
I keep saying no, but
So
eventually, it
you
does it
have
for me.
to. Yeah, yeah, you have to. I get it.
Yeah. Sorry I was boring, but, I don't know.
No, you
No, you
weren't
weren't boring.
boring.
Mm-mm.
I thought, no, I got up because when I was at work today, one of the mods reached out and said, you should make a highlight about the DTS Yoli question because that was a great response. And I'm like, I wish I would have been able to. And I'm like, I'm just going to have to wait until after the show tonight to be able to do it because there's no way I could try and, get it done. I like that stuff right there. Like, that's the stuff that really bugs me about having no time is not being able to do that kind of stuff to highlight all you guys that are part of the show, you know?
Yeah, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take over your show. It's just a
No, you didn't.
coincidence.
No, 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 no. Yoli, I was the one that reached out to you. I was the one that said, "Hey, I'm just doing a hangout." I said, "I'm sorry for the short notice. I want to say thank you for coming on the show last night because that was a conversation that I was wanting to have since the weekend, and it was just one of those things where I wasn't going to have a show about that, but when it changed to a hangout, that's when I ran to you first because I knew I was like, you know what? This is the one person that I've wanted to talk to this whole time these last few days. And that's why I ran to you. And I apologize to you for the 15-minute notice.
Oh, no,
Um,
no, no.
but
Um,
no, I was
but
so happy that you
it was
came on.
actually better that I didn't participate during that time because I was really upset. Like, I mean, it really just made my stomach turn. I was like,
Yeah, I
and
know
I
with
don't
what.
know all the details. I
Yeah,
just know what I see, and it was upsetting me, like
yeah,
upsetting me. But
yeah.
actually, I just thought it was a coincidence that I got this email, like when we're going through all this genealogy stuff,
Right.
and I thought, well, maybe this is a sign I should to share my story. Like the universe is telling me to share my story, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't,
No, that was
I didn't mean to take over your show, and I'm sorry
no,
if
no, no,
people
no,
were
no, no,
bored
no, no.
because I'm a pretty
Please,
boring
no,
person.
Yoli. Please don't ever, no, please don't ever think that you ever did that.
Okay.
Seriously. I reached out to you. I was honored to have you on because I reached out to you at short notice on a night that we didn't even discuss talking,
Mm. Yeah,
And
no,
I
I
was
know.
so thankful that you came on last night. And then, not to mention the story that you gave us, you are a warrior. I'm
Yeah, she
serious.
is.
And you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you were boring to me. I felt bad that I had to end the show when I did because I wanted to be able to talk more. I already went, like a half hour past what I was going to because I just wanted to keep talking, Yoli. It was such an interesting conversation. There was so many different things that we talked about. And then to be able to share not only your story, but what you're like consciously battling right now, which is, I'm sure a lot of other people are too, when it
Huh.
comes to what you can find out from these DNA tests.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I
So
still
I
haven't clicked on
applaud
the
you.
I haven't clicked on the link.
Yeah, I know, I'm sure.
I
But I
may or may
applaud you.
not, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I
that's
So,
applaud you.
understandable.
yeah. Oh, but this thing is like, okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you just fine.
Okay. I just can't see chat from, well, maybe I can. I don't know.
Dolphin, do you
Comments.
know how to tell her? Because I never use
She's
No,
my
on
you
her
know
phone.
what?
phone.
I'm on my
Yeah.
phone, so it
Do you
probably
know how to
doesn't.
tell her? I think there's like 3 dots or something, right?
Let me
Yeah,
see.
but
Let
then
me
I
pull up the
can't
phone.
see the.
Yep. When you close it, right underneath his
What
profile
ab-
picture, doesn't it say live chat?
what
Like the
about
likes and all that?
what about if you have your YouTube on your computer and just mute it?
I could try that.
Yeah, and
Well,
then you can have the live chat on your computer and then have your phone for chatting.
That's a
okay.
good idea.
I could try that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then you can actually type back and respond too if you wanted in chat.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, it'll probably be easier to type back on the computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you got chat up.
I got the
They were
chat up.
saying Judge denied. What's up, everybody? I'm sorry I didn't get to everybody. Whoa, I just missed it.
Okay.
Where'd it go? They're saying Judge denied speedy trial. Can someone confirm? Well, let me see.
The judge denied the speedy trial?
Let's see here. Okay, I'm looking on Twitter here. 1 second.
Aw, the G3LLY, the Southern. I'm glad I was able to like
It was a
make a
great story.
difference.
It was a great story,
Well, I don't know. It's a coincidence that I got this email. I'm like, what the hell is this?
right?
And I'm like, it's just coincidental that we're talking about this genealogy thing. And so I thought, well, maybe this is a sign I should share my story because I'm not very social and nobody knows my story. And most people think,
Yeah, it's like
go ahead.
it's like when that video message came out to me yesterday about appreciating the pain and the struggle and not
Yeah.
the positive. Appreciate getting dirty because that's what it's
Yeah.
about. And I'm like, damn, wake up, dude.
Yeah. So it was just coincidental. And I thought, I don't know. It was like, maybe this, CJ's having some trouble here. Maybe I need to share my story. I don't know. I didn't mean to take over your show.
You did not. I invited you to have a conversation that I know we were talking about having for days, and we didn't even really cover that exact stuff that we were talking about, but it was more about the conversation. Everybody loves you, Yoli. And no, we all do. And we all
I don't understand. And the people that said they were bored, I mean, I understand they could be bored. I mean, I might be bored if I listened to my story, but I don't want it to affect you.
No,
Oh,
it's
I don't
just
think it did. It
there
was
was
probably like one or two trolls.
no,
Oh,
it didn't
Yeah, I
affect
wouldn't worry
because
about
I
it at
know
all.
I know what you mean to me, Yoli, and I listen. I that doesn't what it if anything it made me want to protect uh your comfort even more.
yeah. Well,
Honestly.
anyway, I was glad to
So
share it and get it
yeah,
out.
it was trust me. When we were talking in the beginning, I understood a lot that you were talking about, and I know what you're talking about, and that shit ain't easy. It's not
No,
easy. It's
no.
tough, and it's something that you even question yourself if you're worth anything because of those things. You know what I mean? You really
Yeah.
do. There's days where you question yourself, like because of all of those things that are experienced. You're like, what? But it's that spirit and it's the drive, and that's what makes that difference. That's why there's warriors and
Yeah.
top of the hillers and all them people. It's about
I'm sorry.
accomplishing.
I switched to no camera because I'm this phone. I'm tired of holding it.
You're good.
I am trying to, and
Let
it's
me
just,
see here. Let me look. I'm gonna look for Court TV because it says Court TV on Twitter. So they probably have something out. Let me click. There was like a watch live.
Brian
Ooh,
Enton has some stuff.
yeah. I'm gonna turn on this watch live on Court TV, and then I'm gonna look for that Brian Enton stuff. Let's see.
But yes, that question that Daniel from the Drunk Turkey Show asked was a very good question.
I know it was a very good question. Very good question.
What did he ask? I forgot.
I would have to go back to it. It was
He
about
asked
Ann
about the
Taylor and
attorney
her
Mercer,
yeah,
Oh,
the
okay.
witness
yeah.
Mercer,
I'm trying to remember what did he
about why you
ask?
would have to have an attorney to come on to explain certain things. And
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it was a great
Yeah, I know
reply
why.
too. What
Mm-hmm.
the hell? Like, go to Brian. And Yoli had a great response too. BK just waived his right to a speedy trial. His trial will no longer happen in October. Also new today, defense says they are filing a motion to get rid of cameras in the courtroom. Well, I mean, we knew the cameras were in question, but
Mm-hmm. That's just making me queasy right now.
so why are
Oh,
some people saying it has to do with a certain agency in 3 letters? Tune in at 5. So I bet you Court TV's got something. Hold on. I need to find this Court TV thing. I need to find this Court TV thing because it's on Twitter and it's like it's it's like a live thing. Where in the hell is it? Because that's how we watch all the trial, the hearings before everybody.
yeah. Let me see. Andrea
Where in the hell is it?
Burkhart.
I've got her on Twitter.
Yeah,
I
go
can
ahead.
see what she's got.
Andrea Burkett.
Yeah, she talked about the motion that's pending because there is a motion pending, and that's on the genealogy stuff. I
Here
heard
it
it,
is.
and
Right here.
is that it? No,
No, this is just a live.
Court T.
Yeah. Let me see here. So that's a widower murder. That's no. All right. Hold on. Yeah. I don't have my StreamYard up. Let me know, Dolphin, if you drop something, because I won't be able to see it. Because I'm going through all my YouTube stuff right now, trying to.
Okay.
I can't even see chat either. Man, this sucks. Here, I'll play this real quick.
Oh, thank you, Butterford.
Breaking news, everyone. Ron Burger waived his right to a speedy trial. During a hearing today, his attorney said that he will be waiving his right to a speedy trial. Now, yesterday, my sources told me that this was going to happen. I actually put a tweet out about it. I just tweeted this out. My sources were right. Brian Kohlberger waives his right to a speedy trial. And yesterday, I tweeted this out. Sources tell me that Ann Taylor intends to waive Brian Kohlberger's speedy trial rights at a status conference tomorrow. Bill Thompson suggested the status conference be held remotely, but Taylor is insisting on being in person. According to Idaho legal framework,
sources, Ann Taylor intends to waive Brian Kohlberger's speedy trial rights at a status conference tomorrow. Bill Thompson suggested the status conference be held remotely, but Taylor is insisting on being in person. According to Idaho legal framework, a waiver of speedy trial must be done in person, so this is a strong indication the waiver will come tomorrow. Okay, so what's the waiver for then?
What is the waiver for?
Yeah,
Is that the question?
so it's not happening, and
so he waived his right.
Why
to
don't you want this happen?
Go ahead.
Yeah, but why don't you want this happening right away?
Because he doesn't have all the information.
But so they're thinking that, okay, it's still October 2nd. You have so many court hearings in between.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. The defense and
a couple more weeks.
The defense. Well, here's the thing. My take on it is that the defense. Wouldn't I wait? Oh, I can only speak from my civil experience. The defense always wants to delay things. In civil, that's how it is, because they want more information. So I don't know how it works in a criminal case, but I think because they want to be able to, I'm sure they haven't done what they need to do because there's a lot of obstacles. I don't know what those obstacles are, but like, let's say they wanted to interview Bethany Frank or take her deposition. They weren't able to. The grand jury came and smashed that. So there's certain things that they want to do.
So you don't think the alibi is that strong then? Because this is what I'm saying. Like, you have the prosecution on its is my opinion. You have the prosecution on its toes right now.
Yeah.
Scrambling all over the place. Papers flying all up in the air, and they're slipping on banana peels and shit. Like, you have them on their toes. Why do you not want to hold the pressure? I get it. Trial's coming up on, October 2nd it was. Okay, so that's a month and a week and a half away. You can't wait a couple more weeks to see if they're gonna give you the shit to keep the pressure on them. Now it's like, where's the pressure on the prosecution?
But look, they if they give you the stuff, let's say the deadlines come and they give you the stuff, you got to send that to experts to review. And so
that's true.
So there's time.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So
I think what he's saying is, why not wind down the clock a little bit more?
Right. You know what? Yeah, like you got 40 seconds. It's third down and 11. You got 40 seconds on the shot clock. Wind that shit down a little bit. Before
I can't believe I just made a sports reference.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, kill the clock.
Well, look, I honestly, I do trials, and if I don't have all the information I need, I'm relieved that it gets moved. I mean, this is a death penalty case. I mean, you want to make sure you have everything. You don't want to go to trial and just because you want to put pressure on the prosecution.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, you want to have everything you need.
Yeah.
So I don't.
But how do you get everything you need if you're without pressure? Because that's what she's been doing.
Yeah.
You need pressure to get what you need. And that's where I'm coming from. Not that she doesn't need time to have experts dig into stuff. You definitely do. You need all the time in the world. But when you're trying to, I'm not trying to be disgusting, but when you're trying to pop the zit to get shit out of it, you got to put some pressure on it,
No, I understand. I can only speak from my experience in civil, that the defense always wants they always want to delay. And yes, the
Really? Okay.
yeah, they do want to delay. But I can't comment on a criminal case. I mean, I don't know what the details are exactly, but I do know that the judge hasn't made a ruling on this genetic, the genealogy stuff.
Yeah.
And I looked,
Yeah. Still.
I watched Ann Burkhart's video about what she thinks about that motion. It's still pending. He hasn't given a decision.
Is that the video
So
That's
early
a
this
little
morning?
clip, I think, on
I
Andrew's
watched one. It
Yeah.
was like 15 minutes or something. I watched
Yeah,
something
yeah.
this morning at work.
And she changed
Okay.
her mind. She changed her mind about what she thought about the motion after thinking about it. And so she thought, well, yeah, it's going to be relevant. Yeah, they would need to have that information. And the scientific basis or the different databases and all that stuff, I didn't quite understand, but I did understand that this would be something that she would need to go to trial. If she doesn't have it,
Oh, yeah.
then you
Yeah.
need to postpone the trial.
Well,
You
I
need
thought
to
it
waive a
was
speedy trial.
okay. So this is what I was thinking, Yoli. I was thinking that because I mean, come on, they keep the last hearing we heard him say, "How could we produce something that we just simply don't have?"
Yeah.
And
They don't
and
have
so
it.
that's
Yeah.
when I'm like, I know, and that's when I'm like, yes. Now she's letting the frickin' courts see the BS, and that's what like. So what? You're just gonna let them? And I get everything you're saying, like totally, I get it.
Yeah.
But what I
So
mean is, how is she supposed to get the information she's wanting? The information she's wanting the experts to dig into. How is she supposed to get the information? Why aren't you? You're not going to get the information
yeah,
because you would have got it already. Keep showing the court that they're fucking up.
Yeah. So in response to Caddy's question, no, my clients are not sitting in jail because I don't do criminal law when the defense delays this. So I do
What?
civil. So that's why Caddy Sunny, she posted a question. I just answered it. It's okay. But what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't surprise me that she would do this and Brian would waive his right to a speedy trial because they don't have everything. And when the defense says we don't have it, the question is, well, why?
Yeah.
Tell us why.
That's what she
So-
has been.
so
That's why
when
all
I
the
answer-
multiple
Yeah.
discovery requests.
Yeah.
Multiple.
So when I answer discovery where I don't have what I need, it may exist, but I don't have what I need. I just say, after a reasonable and diligent search for documents responsive to this request, plaintiff cannot comply with this request because the documents requested do not exist or
Right.
never existed. Or
Right. And that's when
because
I'm
they're
like,
in the
how?
they're in the possession of somebody else, and so they have to tell you that they may be in the possession of somebody else. So here you have
Is that something they have to say? As
I don't
I'm
know.
not saying that you know for sure, but I'm saying with your opinion, would that be something that you think would be having to be mentioned, or you don't have to say? You could just say we just don't have them. I just don't understand how you need these reports to get the profile in the first place. How do you not even have them? Shouldn't you
yeah.
have to answer for that?
yeah.
Like,
So
for real, no answer
I-
for.
and that's where I'm handicapped. I don't know Idaho
Mhm.
law. I'm not a criminal defense
Right.
attorney. I'm not
No.
anything. But I will say this: I did get the highest grade in criminal law for my class, so I do know something. But here's the thing: I've had cases against labs where they screw up. Okay. They
Wow,
don't
okay.
dilute the specimen. They don't do this. And actually, I got an award for delayed diagnosis on a lab specimen. And I'll send that to you so you can see.
Wow.
Yeah, in California, I was the
Thank
top
you, sir.
100 persons who got, or lawyers who got some kind of a recognition for delayed diagnosis of a child who had a high bilirubin level, and the lab screwed up with the bilirubin test. And this kid ended up with seizures. So I do know about labs. So when they say when they say they don't have this information, like the lab information, and what Ann Taylor is asking for is 6 months before and 6 months after the reliability of the testing, the reliability, meaning that certain labs have to show how like the errors and
everything.
Yeah. So for the first 6 months and the first 6 months before and 6 months after, she hasn't received that. So
even employees that were reprimanded for anything she wanted.
Yes.
Like there was a lot she was in. She should be able to have it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. How come?
So this is a lab that's in Texas. I think it's in Texas.
Yeah, Ortham. Yeah.
So why don't I understand that the prosecution is relying on the lab to give them that information, but if I don't know how it works, but I would subpoena the lab records. I don't know how it works over there, but you subpoena the lab records, and there's a chain of custody as to the specimens. Like you have documentation saying
there's something.
So there's
how could we?
That's and when
then the other DNA too. How come that
when the
wasn't...
prosecutor, when he said that he wasn't prepared for this, it's like, are you kidding me? You're in the most high profile case, and in the motion they said 3 unknown DNA specimens, and you're going to stand there and say, I wasn't prepared for this.
Right.
Oh, yes, you were. Yes, you were prepared. You're just acting. That's why I said I don't even think people care. I don't even think they care. They just want it to go away.
Yeah, they always have. That's just my opinion, though. I've always felt.
So it doesn't. It really doesn't surprise me that he. Oh, sorry.
Tear the house down and let's get everybody forget. No, you're fine.
Yeah. So I didn't surprise me that he waived the right to a speedy trial, because they don't have everything they need to conclusively prove that the defense, that the prosecution cannot prove to a reasonable degree of cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Bryan Kohberger committed this. They don't have all the information to prove that. And actually, the defense doesn't have to prove anything. It's prosecution. But she has to have enough information to say, look, the prosecution doesn't have that evidence.
Well, she has been. So why are they getting away with it? That's what I'm saying. She's been asking over and over and over, and finally in court on Friday, that it's like, when she's asking for certain documents with, how can we give you documents that don't exist? Finally, they admitted something. You know what I mean? Finally, they admitted something.
But here's the thing: there's emails, okay, and I certainly couldn't listen because she had a mask and there was some kind of noise, like a fan or something. I couldn't really listen totally, but there's emails of talking about these documents. So when they people aren't that smart. They turn over emails, but in the emails they talk about attachments about the documents that she's requesting. So they turn over emails that say blah blah blah, and they're referencing documents that are attached. But what she got was just the emails, is what I understood. So she knows that some documents exist because they're attached to the email that she received, but they didn't produce the attachment. So where is that?
Right.
And that's
the biggest question about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, where is it?
Why? I would never want to go, if I don't know criminal law, but I do have education. And in my opinion, I would never go to a death penalty case without getting a finding on the discovery. I mean, you need to have that. And if that's not going to be provided, then you need to have a finding by the judge saying that, this was not provided because it was either destroyed, lost, and that is the jury instruction that says that you have the ability to provide better evidence, but you're not, and so that's suspect. And there's a jury instruction on that, the ability to provide stronger evidence. So so this is all wound into the jury instructions. So you can't go to trial without having it. I mean, you have to have what you need. I mean, and I'm talking about a civil case. For a death penalty case, I would be freaked out. You can't. You have to have it.
Yeah, you have to. And it's, and that shit takes a long time to dig into. For sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, why don't you let the prosecution keep having egg on their face when it comes to this shit by keeping the pressure on them and continuing to ask them over and over, where's my shit?
Yeah. It's,
instead,
the pressure
we're
of
over a month away.
I know the pressure of a trial in a death penalty case, I would imagine it's different. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, you could have pressure, but at the same time, do you want to go to trial when you could have had when you could have had more information to get your client off?
So is it a thing where, because we're over a month out, right? Or we were October 2nd, right?
Right.
We're a month and a week and a half. So is it fair to say that the reason why this would be taking place tomorrow is because if I did wait 2 more weeks to keep putting pressure on, something could possibly happen to where we're going to trial no matter what? I can't apply that pressure for a couple more weeks to keep asking them, where's my shit? And then they're going to get, because the closer you get, the more pressure there's going to be. So I would think that you're applying more pressure to get the stuff that you've been asking for this whole time, which you still have yet to agree. Yet to get.
Mm-hmm. That thought process is one of what Ann Taylor's going through. It's what an attorney has to do in the best interest of their client. I really can't give an opinion because I don't know what's all out there. In a civil case, certainly you do want to keep pressure, but you're not in a civil case. You're not dealing with the death penalty. You're not dealing with somebody who's going to get killed. And so Caddy Sunny had mentioned a question. In your case, do you have somebody whose life is at stake? No, I don't. So I can play those games. I can put the pressure on up until the time of trial because there's nobody's life at stake. But when you have somebody's life at stake, I don't know what game goes on. And I'm reading that DP is off the table. The death penalty is off the table. I don't know. I didn't hear that. But
no, they're saying that they think it's going to be.
Okay, so
they haven't even. She hasn't even waived it yet.
Oh, she did. I thought she did.
It said tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So there's going to be another hearing tomorrow?
Was that today? That's how I read it.
It's today, I thought.
There was something today. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, I guess, today.
Yeah,
and then in chat, I've seen people saying there's something going on tomorrow. Yeah. That what do you call it? That a lot of the other dates have been vacated. And they're pushing the trial date, I guess to be determined. So there's a lot of extra stuff that's going on, like newer moving pieces.
Yeah,
because of what happened today.
Yeah, so the things that are going through the minds of the attorneys, I can't because you have somebody's life on the line. But what you're saying, CJ, makes sense in terms of what I do. Yeah, you want to keep the pressure on. It settles cases, But when you settle a case, you're not plea bargaining for somebody's life. I mean, it's settling a case for a certain amount of money. So when you have somebody's life on the line, I'm sure it's different.
Yeah.
That's way different.
Yeah.
And I had a judge tell me, you're lucky that you're only dealing with money. because I've had to deal with cases where somebody's life is on the line, and you know the pressure that involves, and in addition to the media pressure, when you have people watching over you, and I've had that, and I know what it feels like. So I couldn't imagine what pressure these people are under, both prosecution and defense. And so that's why the judge says both of you are going to be bad lawyers if you don't allow this to go through. You know, I mean, the witnesses. And, you know, the prosecution had every right to cross-examine them. Every right. And you know what? If I were the prosecution, I would have. But why didn't they? Because they weren't prepared? Well, that's pretty bad.
I mean, it's obvious. You can tell by just...
That's
like,
why...
It was horrible. It was, like I said, if I was a family member when I was watching that on Friday and that shit was happening in front of my eyes, that's why I got so damn mad when we were watching it. Because I'm just like, too. Man, you're just watching the shit crumble in front of your fucking face. Like, not saying that they don't have whatever, but I'm saying their preparation, their display. You know, that's what I'm looking at. And I'm like, at least if you ain't got your shit together, you better fucking pretend.
And, you know, even if they weren't prepared for those witnesses, based on, I mean, this is my opinion, only my opinion, because I've had witnesses come up that I fucking didn't know what they were going to say. It's a surprise, whatever. But when you're on, you're on. It's kind of like your shows. When you're on, you get people that come on panel. What the hell are you going to do? You have to think on your feet, right? You just have to think on your feet. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but you gotta work it. You gotta hustle. You gotta figure it out. And so even if they were ambushed by these witnesses, let's say they didn't have notice, they do have notice when the witness is testifying. They can take notes. They can process the information as it's going. They could cross-examine them if they want. It's happened, and lawyers do it all the time. And you can actually think about it. Like when they're talking about when they're testifying, you can actually like poke holes, whether it's in their qualifications, whether it's in the substance of what they're saying, whether it's the assumptions that they're making when they're testifying. You know, are you assuming that such and such happened when you say that, when you opine to this? Like, are you like, there's so many things you can do on the fly that they didn't do. And that's why it makes me think, what the hell? Do you guys not care? Does the prosecution not care whether he's found guilty or not? Or they don't care? Like, if he's found not guilty, okay, bye-bye, it'll go away.
Well, it's like you said. It's like you said or mentioned. It could definitely be a possibility that the reason they don't have a lot of the shit that they can't offer supply is because they're not allowed to, because of a higher investigation.
Well, here's the thing. So my understanding is that the Idaho State Police was involved, local law enforcement, and the FBI was involved in this investigation. Am I correct? I mean, I don't want to...
As far as I know, yeah. Now, the FBI's part, how much? Not sure. Okay. To me, I don't know. To me, it seems like they just saw it and just kind of threw something out there and was like, "Eesh."
And yeah. So am I correct that they were involved? And the reason why they were involved is because Moscow, Idaho is a small town, and they don't have all of the resources available. So they had to pull in
typically. Yeah, typically when you're in that position, you reach out because you reach out to those services, and they're there at your request. Now, when because there's two different, they can help in two different ways. One way is if they're requested. If they're requested, they can only help with what's being requested of them. So basically, MPD or ISP could have been like, hey, we just want help on this part, which is what I think took place. I think they only wanted help with certain parts. Now, once they take over the case, that's when it's completely different. That's when they can do whatever the fuck they want. That's theirs. But if they're requested first, then it's up to who's requesting
Okay.
what they want.
So in other words, the Idaho State Police and the FBI stepped in the shoes of local law enforcement to assist. Is that right?
That's my opinion. My opinion
Yeah.
is that they, because I've seen it with so many other cases where there's some shoddy shit going down. I mean, hell, Henrietta, Oklahoma is one of them. Those local LE reached out because they reached out for a reason, so they could only have them to a limited part. And then when it got to be so bad, the state took over.
Yeah.
The OSBI took over.
Okay.
And then they were like 7 days late because local already freaking did what they did, and contamination was all over the place. It's what they wanted to have happen. We'll request them so they can only be available for certain things that we request them for and nothing else. And they did it on purpose. And that's why I think it went down like that. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
it just makes sense.
Yeah. And it is an opinion because I don't know how, I mean, I've been involved in public entities, but I don't know how it, like a small town, when they request assistance, what happens. But if they requested assistance from Idaho State Police and the FBI because they didn't have the resources, then Idaho State Police and the FBI step into the shoes of local law enforcement. They have to do the same kind of investigation that local law enforcement would do. There are no special requirements for the FBI. I mean, if the FBI is going to do something, they need to document. They need to document the chain of custody. They need to They need to be able to articulate why it is that Brian Koberger is a suspect. I'm not sure that I have that answer. And
because I don't think it was acquired.
And so
the right way.
So, how did Brian I would love to ask the anybody involved in this investigation, how did you determine that Brian Koberger was a suspect? How?
I've got a theory on that.
That's the biggest question. Yeah, that's the biggest question. Like, the sheath?
Yeah. So this past weekend, I was up, really late at night talking to some different people in Discord, as I do, right? They asked me a question about the IgG results, and did I think that if those got discarded, if they still had enough of everything else, to convict him or whatever. I start thinking about the IgG and thinking about exactly what you were saying, Yoli, as to, how did they get him, and I started thinking about it and talking it out, and then I was like, okay, we know at the very beginning the basic info was they found DNA on this sheath, trace DNA on this sheath. They sent it to the Idaho State Police lab, which is actually a lab at WSU on their campus, okay? They tested the DNA. They found out that it belonged to a male. That was about all they could find out at the time. Then they ran it through CODIS. They didn't get a result back, which means that it's a male that has never been convicted of a crime, okay?
Right.
Then they decided to send it down to this, special lab, that does IgG testing in Texas. I forget exactly where. And all this time, we've been thinking that, okay, from that point, they got some sort of a match to someone in his family, some relative. And then they did this reverse engineering to, build a family tree and back into, like his family, like closer to, closer to him. Okay. And that also we've been led to believe that they had the white Elantra. There's the policeman from WSU who decided to query the database there, see how many white Elantras they had, and provide that to the Moscow Police Department. Okay. So we've been led to believe that they already kind of, were on to him because of that. And, they were following him or whatever when he went across the country to go home for Christmas. Okay.
Mm,
They went to
maybe.
the neighbor's garbage and grabbed the trash that they saw him throw out. And then that's how they got his father's DNA. They tested, everything in the trash or whatever, and they matched his father. And then they came out with these results that, were like, oh, the person, that this DNA belonged to is 99.99% the father of the person whose DNA is on the sheath, and which we know is a male. And as we know, what's his name? Papa Koberger only has one known son, two older
Mhm.
daughters, right? So then they, put everything together for the arrest warrant and all that. And then they said in that, hey, we have this IgG information, but don't necessarily rely on it because we have all of this other stuff, right? So they got the arrest warrant, they arrest him, on December 30th, and then they do the cheek swab, and then they're like, aha, now this definitely matches, the DNA that was on the sheath. So I was thinking about it while I was talking it out, and then I remembered that there was a news reporter who interviewed one of Brian's old neighbors at the apartment complex that he lived at, right? And that guy said, oh, yeah, we were having a conversation, and Brian said something about he wanted to do some DNA testing because he wanted to learn more about his family heritage or something like that, right? And I always thought that that was weird that he was having this conversation with this guy when, everything that happened, right? So, and then I was like, when they had the hearing last week, I was looking at them when Anne was, making her argument about the fact that hey, we think that the state has stuff that, that we think that there's stuff the state hasn't given us, right? Like we know there's information from the IgG that the state hasn't given us. And I was looking at the
Mhm.
table and I thought, okay, she's really confident. So, and at first I was thinking it's because of his background. Maybe he's familiar with IgG testing and maybe he realizes, hey, this should be here, this type of report or whatever, whatever. And he's been telling Ann Taylor, this is what's missing. And then I kept thinking, and I was like, oh, snap. I don't believe I didn't think about this before. Is that the reason I said I was thinking, you know what? And I hadn't heard about this Vargas woman. I haven't even seen all the testimony or the court
Yeah.
video footage from the
Wait,
hearings.
was there part of it that wasn't shown or something? Because that's what I've been
I
hearing.
don't know. I think there were just the videos were just clipped and, all over the place. And then I was doing different things. So I
Okay.
never watched it. But um, I basically said, wait a minute, what if when they were doing the IgG testing, what if they actually matched directly to Brian? Through like a 23andMe or whatever, whatever. And then I remembered I was looking for some videos to kind of like help out, to show you guys like some differences, with DNA and all that. And I remembered I found one video that said, oh, these companies over here, they don't share their information with Ellie. These companies over here, they do. You can opt into it or whatever and all that. And I said, wait, if he did the genetic testing, like he did a 23andMe or whatever, so he's actually in the system. If they did the IgG testing and it's a database that they weren't supposed to go into,
Mm-hmm.
one that doesn't share with LE,
Right.
that would totally explain
Right.
why they don't want to turn over
And
any
that's what I
paperwork
think.
that has to
That's what
do
I
with
think took
IgG.
place. That's what I think took place.
Yes.
hmm And
That's
they
what
had
I've.
just
That's what
been
I've thought.
trying
Yeah.
to lead us to think that it was a relative and whatnot. And see, he knows that that's how they got it. And that's why
Okay.
he was so
That's why they're
confident
pushing
about
so
being
hard.
exonerated.
Right. That's
hmm
why they're
Yeah.
pushing so hard because they
So,
hmm
know
yeah.
you ain't got it, and they want to keep. And that's why. That's where I'm coming from with the pressure. Totally
Yeah.
understand, but that's where I'm coming from when it comes to the pressure. Because to me, it's like there's a lot of other stuff too that you could be putting pressure on to make. It like come on, show us your cards. Well, we don't have them,
Yeah.
I guess. That's what. But maybe it is a thing where you toe too close to that damn line and you might fall into it. So I
Yeah.
hmm
totally get that too. Totally understand.
And so I like I said, I haven't been in that situation, so I can't even delve into that, but I would be more cautious than, you play a game, right? You could put pressure, and if it's about money, no harm, no foul. But if it's about somebody's life, I don't know. I might be a little bit more, I don't know, and so I can't really speak to that other than I would want every single thing that could exonerate this guy. And if that means pushing the trial and waiving your speedy right to a trial, then that's what it is. But so so what Dolphin said, I agree with it. Like, I have a hard time wrapping my head around it because it involves DNA and all the shit. And I have my own cases that I have to deal with. I only have so many brain cells. So I see what she's saying, but here's the thing. Go ahead.
Do you see her hiring somebody else to help her? Because I know she's all about the technicality stuff. But with all this other stuff that she don't even know about, do you think that she's going to hire somebody to her team? Or could she hire somebody to her team that is, I don't know how the public defender shit works.
Yeah. So
do you think that there could be like some kind of addition to the team where they know all of this shit and they know what to ask? Like, like they can hammer that shit. You got your DNA experts that you can put on your team. You got all these other, that's what their background is, Is there somebody? Do you see her?
Well, that's the whole point, is that and this is an emerging area, right? So it's
exactly
confusing.
So I will give you an example. I handled these cases on people who donate their bodies to science, and it's a question about certain things that haven't been challenged, in the court of law, like the Uniform Anatomical Gift Act. When you give your body to science, they can't sell body parts, So, but it was kind of an iffy area. So in this case, there's an iffy area with regards to this emerging genealogy thing. And so when you have this, and you don't have experience with it because it hasn't come across your desk, meaning this attorney Mercer from Maryland may have had experience with this and has more experience than you do. Well, you need to show what it is that you need in terms of experts. So you can't, like for me, I can't determine what expert I need unless I review the medical records.
Right.
Like if I get a call from a client, the first thing I ask is, get your medical records, because I don't know.
Well, yeah, but if you're talking about DNA, then it's about DNA.
Yeah, but there's various various experts that specialize in various things, and
I'm sure.
And I've done cases of birth injuries where the defense tries to say it's a genetic something that's genetic, and we have to refute that. There's certain experts in certain fields that you need to know about. I mean, a geneticist, you can't just hire any geneticist. Like, you need to know who the hell you're going to fucking hire. Like, do you want to hire, like, I had to hire somebody from Massachusetts who was a specialist in this certain rare genetic disease to say, this is not genetic. This is a birth injury. This is because they didn't take the baby out in time. You know what I mean? So to me, what Ann Taylor is trying to do is to say, look, this attorney has had experience with all of this stuff. You need to know, you need to have the paperwork in order to determine who you're going to hire. So yes, I think that there is a possibility that there may be experts hired. And that's a whole other reason to delay the trial, because you need to know whether that information exists, whether you're going to get it, and whether you're going to,
it's just over a month away. I'm like, to me, I'm just like pressure.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable. In my particular case, I would say pressure, but I'm dealing with money. I'm dealing with death. You can't bring the dead person back. So
Right.
I'm dealing with money.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those things where, I wish sometimes I wish I would have gone into criminal law, but the one thing that judge had told me is it's a good thing, just imagine if you're dealing with somebody's life,
Mm-hmm.
and we're just talking about money here in my field. I can't, and that's why when I said what I said, I was hearing everything. I said, God, dumbasses, and I I spoke out of turn because I was angry, but I don't know what they're dealing with. I don't know what the prosecutor's dealing with. I don't know what Ann Taylor's dealing with. And the pressure of the media, for goodness sake, I know it. I know that pressure. And so why would I say dumbasses? It's because I was pissed off. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's a godsend that I didn't have the ability to say more because I was with my friend. So, and so my understanding is that
I know.
the decision on this genealogy DNA, whether or not it's a discovery motion that is supposed to be decided upon at some point, it hasn't been decided upon. He took it under submission.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised. I don't know. It's you got all these dates a couple days ago, or last night,
Mm-hmm.
and or yesterday, and then okay, StreamYard, you got all these dates yesterday, and then now, it's a good thing I didn't put in PTO because now they're all going to be changing again. Let me see. Yeah, I know. I have to try and avoid law and crime. If there's a court TV, because it's obviously a new one because he's not even wearing a jacket. He's wearing a shirt. Okay, here it is right here. Hold on one second. This is on Twitter. And I can't watch Law and Crime. Is it gonna unmute or what? The audio is so horrible. Come on.
That's terrible audio.
It is.
The other deadlines that are in place right now on the court's decision on that will largely impact what happens next. If what will allow
You can't even hear what the hell they're saying. It's horrible.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't hear what Ann Taylor's questions were.
That's the
with regard.
worst audio.
I know.
That is
It's
the worst
hard.
audio so far. Hold on. It's not good. That's horrible. All right, let me check this Law and Crime one. Hold on. Because I have that one up too. We're going to go to that. Oh, man, it's so hard to play Law and Crime because they like to just smack the hell out of you. All right. You know what? Does East Idaho News, because I know that one was another source. Does that have it? I know they audio kind of. Let me see here 1 second. East Idaho News. Yeah, I don't see nothing. All right, we'll go to the Law and Crime. Hold on. It's got the best audio. I'm surprised. Why does Law and Crime but Court TV? Listen to the difference. Oh, I wasn't ready for my damn video. All right, make sure I'm ready. All right, we're good. Come on, StreamYard.
record, please. Thank you. We are now on the record. This is State of Idaho versus Brian C. Koberger, case number CR 29-222805. Mr. Koberger is in the courtroom. Ms. Taylor is representing him. Looks like Mr. Logston is participating on Zoom, as is Ms. Bassett. And we have Mr. Thompson and Ms. Jennings in the courtroom representing the state. Participating on Zoom is Ms. Beatty and Mr. Nye. Also representing the state, I've got Ms. Engler is the court reporter. She's participating on Zoom. And I think that's really everybody that I have to address here. So the defense, Ms. Taylor, requests a status conference for today. So here we are. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we asked for this status conference today because I have had some opportunity to meet with Mr. Koberger and talk about his trial date and his speedy trial lag. Your Honor, we're here today to ask the court to continue.
We get to listen to the microphone that's sitting next to the freaking late. What is that called? The lady that types in all the
Court reporter.
Stenographer.
Yeah.
My lord, it's better than what the other one is, though. Yeah, it's the stenographer.
Continue the trial setting, and Mr. Koberger is prepared to waive his right to a speedy trial. Your Honor, there are a couple of things that I need to place on the record. One can come after the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come.
Yeah, this is live. Well, it's on a delay.
As the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty in Idaho.
Oh, actually, it just got done 2 minutes ago, so it was on a delay, but now it's done.
After the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come before the court takes his waiver. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty in Idaho's scheme capital punishment. Because we're here today to waive speedy and ask the court to continue, I think the court and counsel ought to know that one of the motions that we will be filing is a motion to strike the death penalty because it places Mr. Koberger in a position where he has to choose between two rights. One, that being the right of the speedy trial, or the other one.
She said that they're going to try and strike the death penalty because it only allows him two paths to choose what path he's going to go down or something. Let me rewind that a second. They're going to strike the death penalty?
I think the court and counsel ought to. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty in Idaho's scheme of capital punishment.
On StreamYard.
Because we're here today.
Gosh, I was trying to pause it like 5 seconds ago, StreamYard.
Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty.
The court knows that they are going to file a number of motions to strike the death penalty.
Do they have closed captions on this?
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
I've already tried. It says unavailable right now. I don't know if it's because it just came out. Maybe after a bit it will. And if anybody has a court TV version that doesn't have shit audio, please let me know if you can send it to me, because I really don't like playing Law and Crime, but I have to if I have to, you know. I'm gonna rewind that just a tad, and then she's gonna. Can you guys hear her? Okay.
Well, I can. I mean, it's garbled. I feel like it's a Charlie Brown teacher's talking, but I can sort of make out what's happening. But
okay, because I can hear it fine. I mean, it is difficult, but I can hear what she's saying. I can kind of just let her say a couple sentences, and if you guys like, I can always pause it and repeat it to you guys if you'd like.
It's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sure after a little bit they'll they'll have the closed captioning up for everybody. And here I'll share the link to this video in chat if you want to save it to your playlist, and I will send it in private chat too if you guys want to keep it. There's that.
Thank you.
All right. Uh-huh.
This conference for today, so here we are. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we asked for this status conference today because I have had some opportunity to meet with Mr. Koberger and talk about his trial date and his speedy trial right. Your Honor, we're here today to ask the court to continue the trial setting, and Mr. Koberger is prepared to waive his right to a speedy trial. Your Honor, there are a couple of things I need to place on the record. One can come after the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come before the court takes his waiver. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty in Idaho.
Same thing. They're going to file a number of motions to strike the death penalty. Yeah, this is from like 10 or 15 minutes ago that it was posted. It happened at 2:15 p.m. Pacific.
Because we're here today to waive speedy and ask the court to continue, I think the court and counsel ought to know that one of the motions that we will be filing is a motion to strike the death penalty because it places Mr. Koberger in a position where he has to choose between two rights. One, that
So it puts him, they're trying to strike it because it places Koberger in a position where he have to choose between two roads.
position where he has to choose between two rights. One, that being the right of the speedy trial, or the other right to effective assistance of counsel.
So either waiving the right to a speedy trial or waiving the right to effective assistance.
Okay. That makes sense to me anyway.
So those are the two roads. The road of which one do you want less of, I guess, is what they're saying. And that's why they're striking the DP. Makes sense.
Yes.
Because they don't have the information that they have in order to fight. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like, yeah.
Correct.
It goes back to the information that they're not giving them.
Yes. And in a civil case, like a civil case, we're talking about money. Yeah, you could put the pressure. But when you're talking about somebody's life, I don't know. I think you need to have the information.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's only fair. It's only
I think
fair.
so, yeah.
You know, because really it's supposed to be the burden of the prosecution.
Correct.
To, you know, show that the defendant is guilty. It's not his job to show that he's innocent. And the thing is the shit that they should have to show, where's it at? And that's why I'm like, you know, when I heard that the judge was being hard on Ann Taylor yesterday, I'm like, why is he not being hard on the frickin' prosecution for constantly not being able to give the shit that the fucking defense needs in order to fight their case? They have 4 cards out of 5 and you're playing with 5 and you just keep saying, no, we have that other card for you. Okay, no, we don't. That's not fair.
No, they're saying, we've already, well, it's misleading because they say we have already provided all the information we have to the defense. Okay, so there's certain information that you should have that you don't have. Is that because Idaho State Police did it? Is that because FBI did it? Well, guess what? The Idaho State Police and the FBI, they stepped in the shoes of local law enforcement to assist. At least that's what my understanding is. So you step into the shoes of local law enforcement, you need to do what local law enforcement would do, and that is to keep notes, that is to record, you know, interviews, that is to make sure you have adequate records as to the chain of custody. Yeah, just because you're Idaho State Police and just because you're FBI doesn't mean that you can disregard that. And, you know, I feel for the prosecution, and I don't want to say that I just think that he's working with what he has. But, you know, you can't be disingenuous. You can't, I mean, you know, if the FBI didn't keep records, you need to say that. You need to say, you know, the responding party cannot comply with this request because the investigating personnel i.e. FBI, did not keep records. And that's why we don't have it. And I think that's what Ann Taylor wants. She doesn't want them to say, we've already provided everything that we have to the defense. And there's a difference. There's a difference in that. I mean, you know, I could say I've already provided everything I have to the defense. Okay, there's certain things that need to be in place. So why don't you have them? I don't have them. I've already provided everything that I have. No, you have to say, I don't have them because the people who did it don't have it. And that's fatal.
It's gaslighting.
Fatal.
It's gaslighting.
And it's fatal to the case. I mean, you know, like I said, you have blood samples, you have samples, and I know this because I've had a case where there's labs involved, and the chain of custody, it went from here to here to here. And same thing with those 3 unidentified DNA samples. You got to say it went here, from here to here. And there's people signing off. I received this, this, and this. And I actually had a case where there was pathology slides about the woman's uterus that had an infection. The defense was saying that my client had an infection. That's what caused the birth injury. But they couldn't substantiate the chain of custody with regard to the slides. So they couldn't substantiate how the slides got to the defense expert.
Yeah, because even if anything, there's paperwork on the chain of custody.
Yes. So
you know what I mean?
So we settled that case because they couldn't provide that. And so, you know, you ask for this information and you say, okay, the lab took samples of the placenta. Okay, those samples were secured in a cassette in the lab. So what happened? How did you get it to this expert? And they couldn't provide that. Okay, so what did you send to the expert? Well, we sent them the slides. Well, how did you do that? Well, we just sent them the slides. Okay, no, you have to have somebody saying that they took a sample of the cassette of the placental cells, stained it on a microscopic slide, and therefore took it and sent it to the expert or to the defense counsel. And so then the defense counsel would have to say, yes, I received this. So there's multiple layers. You have to have all of those layers that say, this is how it went down. And if you don't have that, well, it's fatal. As in a civil case, I mean, in a criminal case, I would think it's more important. But that's just my opinion.
Sure.
That's just my opinion.
It's way more important, especially with what the dude's facing. Yeah, if you don't have a chain of custody, you don't have evidence. I mean, and that's the minimal shit right there. The chain of custody is the very beginning of everything. You know, what's being
just like
done,
bodies,
where it's going,
you know?
who's like
you have people
you have
who
to
die.
have that.
Yeah, you have people who die in a hospital. They go pick up the body. They sign for it. They're receiving the body. Then they go to the mortuary. Well, the mortuary has to sign for the body. Okay. And then, you know, you have the embalmer who embalms the body, and they have to sign that this is the body. So it's a chain of custody. I mean, it's like, you got to have that. If you don't have documentation close in time to
shit. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you prove it. And in a death penalty case, I mean, Jesus Christ, I can just imagine. I would be freaked out. And if I were the judge, well, honestly, sometimes I want to just jump in and just do what I do, but I don't know. I haven't done criminal law. I'm not licensed in Idaho. I'm a civil attorney, not criminal. But I can imagine the weight, you know, of having somebody's life on me. And believe me, I can say this because, and I'm not criticizing any of the attorneys because I have no idea what they're going through, but, you know, just looking at it, I would not leave that courtroom unless I was able to get a finding that you people don't have it. You destroyed it, didn't do it, and you don't have proof.
And that's where she was getting, because this last court hearing, they were finally admitting that they don't have it, and
they're
that's
saying,
why I'm
well,
like,
it's not in our possession. We just don't have it. It doesn't exist. Well,
right.
I don't know that that's true.
How can we supply something that that doesn't exist, is what he was saying. How can we supply it if it don't exist? And he was sitting there like being serious about it. And then I'm sitting there going, dude, you got families sitting back there listening to this shit? Like, we didn't test the other ones, and you're like, wait. And is that why they hired a PI in the beginning as well? Is because, I mean, hell, we didn't trust the frickin' Ellie from the get-go. None of us did, and we're YouTubers.
And right.
I can imagine what the family feels.
And I shouldn't be...
Yeah, I know. I got it up, Mitchie girl.
I shouldn't be criticizing these attorneys because I don't know what they're under. Civil is so different. It's completely different. And I do know the media pressure where you have to contain yourself. I do know that, but I don't know what they're under. And criminal law is so different because the burdens of proof are different. And so I could never really criticize them other than stating my opinion, which is you take it what it's worth. I'm a civil attorney. I'm not a criminal attorney. So, with that said, but there's certain things that you have to understand about criminal attorneys and civil attorneys. Civil attorneys, it's a lower burden. It's completely different. So with that said, those are my opinions, but gosh, this case has gotten under my skin, which like I've been a true crime fan.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It all is. It all is. It all is ridiculous. I don't know why this one's 26 minutes and the law and crime was 18. I'm not sure. I'm going to see if this one has better audio. And I'm going to skip ahead until actually. Is she talking? I can't tell. No. Oh, they're waiting for the judge. Okay, that's why it's 26 minutes, because they're waiting for the judge. What? What? What is it? Wow, making jokes. I want to say thank you for the 1999 super sticker, Dre. Thanks for being you, and thank you for being you. I appreciate you so much. One of the OGs of the show, Dre, right there. Thank you so much. And that's an Evil CJ custom coffee cup that she's got there with her own name on it, and then the Evil CJ logo on the side. Thank you, Dre, for that. I do need to make some more merch, even though I'm going to be doing something with the t-shirts different. I do need to put some other stuff up there. Some stickers and here's the link to this if you want to save it to your playlist. Thank you, Michigan. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, this. I can't really hear him.
Yeah, this is worse audio than
it is.
The other one. The other one was much, much better. And a lot of people in chat said they could hear the other one.
Yeah, the law and crime is better. We will switch to that. Let me see. Saw that it said there set waived his right to a speedy trial. I don't know. There's so much to try and understand. I know I'm over it too, Kelly. I was like, man, I can't even go golfing. You know? Can't even frickin' go golfing. Yeah, we're gonna listen to this one. All right. So she's talking about striking the DP.
The speedy trial or the other right to effective assistance.
So 2 roads.
I didn't want that to come filed later and have it be any surprise that I knew it was coming. It will be coming. That motion will be coming. And for us to stand up and request a continuance and waive speedy today. Questions?
Well, you heard all that, Mr. Koberger? Yes? Yes. And
I'm ready for the trial.
The case that you want to waive your speedy trial rights? Yes. Do you understand that those rights are statutory in Idaho, also protected by the United States Constitution and the Idaho Constitution? Yes. You understand that if you waive, you're waiving really forever in this case. So if we were to push this out, this case, and then something else happens that allows us or requires us to push it out a little farther, you can't claim your right to a speedy trial at that point. You understand that? Yes. So have you had enough time to discuss this with Ms. Taylor? I have. Has anybody pressured you to waive your speedy trial rights? No. Okay. Sure you want to do this? Absolutely. Okay. Do you agree with this, Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, I do agree with this.
It's the stenographer that's typing. They must have their microphone like right in the middle of the courtroom or something, I'm thinking. And so that way it picks up everything. But I don't know. It was weird because when in the beginning the sheriff came up to the camera and you could hear him talking. So I don't know where exactly the microphone is. I'm just all I can tell you is that's probably I don't think a reporter's typing that much. It's got to be the stenographer or whatever. So it has to be.
Do not believe counsel can be effective.
$10 Walmart microphone.
In either phase, if we should end up in a part 2 of this trial, our investigation is not complete. Our work with experts is not complete. We haven't completed our review of the state's evidence. I do not believe that we can be effective.
Is Mr. Koberger willing today to write, to sign his name and you to sign your name on a waiver of speedy trial?
Your Honor, I can tell you that I did not prepare Mr. Koberger for that, and that would be because I am not familiar with the court's practice. I expected we would wait and open the court today, and that would be sufficient. I'd be happy to take a look at the full process to represent.
Well, I wasn't really anticipating this, but just in case, and hypothetically, I grabbed a Odyssey form, which I don't really favor those forms, but I did pull that out, and maybe I could give this to you and Mr. Koberger, and you can take a look at it. My practice is always to get a written
It might be when. Ooh, that's a cool icon
I
photo.
haven't taken his waiver yet. I'm going to notice that, but just want to let that settle for a second. Mr. Thompson, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I think everybody would like to have this resolved sooner or later, but I think the case is of such great importance and complexity that this is a smart move.
You would think that they would, but you know what? They don't even really want the camera in there, so that's probably why they're like, who cares? Right? They're like, who cares if it's by the stenographer? We don't even want the damn camera in the courtroom anyway. Who cares? I don't know. I'm thinking, see, it's got like this tripod sitting on this desk right here. So if you're looking at Bill Thompson and then there's that desk straight ahead of him, see where that little white square that's on that desk and there looks like a cup underneath? It looks like that camera or the microphone for that's either a web camera, but I think it's a microphone for the feed. The microphone's got to be around there somewhere because I believe the stenographer is right up there. No, it's got to be right because if you're hearing that, it's got to be right by them. Has to be, but they don't care. They don't care if we have clear audio or not. You know, they don't even want us in there. The speaking more yeah, that's what it seemed like. Yeah, I think the stenographer's straight up and then to the left. Like, see, there's that little table with the tripod, and I think that probably has the microphone on there because the stenographer's right off to the side of that, and it's got to be where the microphone is. The microphone and then the webcam together right there. That's facing the prosecution and the defense. That's on that TV screen.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me rewind this part. It's so hard to hear.
Let me go to, I haven't taken his waiver yet. I'm going to notice that, but just want to let that settle for a second. Mr. Thompson, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I think everybody would like to have this resolved sooner or later, but I think the case is of such great importance and complexity that this is a smart move.
Thank you.
I couldn't tell.
I do agree with
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell what he said. I could not tell.
So, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I think everybody would like to have this resolved sooner or later, but I think the case is of such great importance and complexity that this is a smart move.
I have. All I got out of that was a smart move. I really couldn't hear shit what he was saying because, yeah, I just got a smart move out of it. I don't know what else he was saying. Mouthful of ish. Yeah, right? A mouthful of fucking marbles. What? Good idea.
Thank you. I do agree with that. I mean, we have so many things going on. There's a lot of issues left to resolve. And as you know, I mean, probably would understand that. And we were all thinking this.
It's like you're giving them more time to come up with something, though. You know, that's the sound quality is off. Yeah, there is no reason why they got microphones right in front of them. Why aren't they tapping into those audio sources? You know, it's called a connector. They make them. It is. It's awful. It is. It is awful.
It's going to be very difficult to put everything together that needs to be put together before October 2nd. this is a very significant, complicated case for all the lawyers, and particularly for Mr. Cooper. So I understand you want to be fully prepared for the trial.
They're not gonna
Hey,
have. They're not gonna have them. What's that?
sorry, there's a transcript with this video. I
Is
just
there?
pulled it up in another window. It's the little three dots to the right of share. It says show transcript at the very bottom.
I don't have that.
Really?
Yeah,
Are you on the
download
law and
link.
crime version? That's the last thing I clicked
Oh yeah,
from StreamYard.
yeah.
Oh,
What version are you on?
that
Are
was
you on?
the 18-minute version. Has a transcript and what is this? Is this the court TV one?
No, this is Law and Crime.
Is that 18 minutes? 1805?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
1805.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
I clicked the link that you put in
Let
StreamYard.
me refresh. Maybe I need to refresh it.
Maybe look at what time you're at before you do. Oops, never mind.
Yeah, there it is. Show transcript.
Yep.
No
problem,
okay.
Eddie.
I guess I'll. That sucks. Then we won't be able to see it. Can I get that on the window? Can I share both? No.
Reduce
Maybe
your
if I
video
go
size. Put your
go
video
theater
size
mode.
back to, what is it, default? Or
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Theater mode? Nope, not theater mode.
No,
Default.
mine's
Okay.
not.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
there
we
you go.
go.
Now it's on the side.
There we go.
We asked for this staff.
I'm just gonna start it over, okay, since it's showing it. We only went in a few minutes, so
Oh
let's
yeah,
see.
closed captions is up too now.
Yeah, we'll
So
put that up there
whichever one.
too. Why not?
Mhm.
You guys want closed caption or transcript? Do you want closed caption or transcript? Let's see, closed caption. We'll do both. Why not? Because you don't really get a good view anyway. Closed caption. Do you want the zoomed in? I'll just keep looking. Keep typing. Let me know.
I am included on this. Okay, let's get on the record, please. Thank you. We are now on the record. This is
There we
State
go.
of Idaho.
Let me get rid of that.
Brian C. Koberger, case number CR 29-222805. Mr.
Is that hard to see both of them like that? Maybe I should go closed captioning, because then I bet the words show up more.
Koberger is
Are
in the
these
courtroom.
larger font?
Ms. Taylor is representing him.
Is it going to show it?
Looks like Mr. Lobson is participating on Zoom.
Why is it not showing it on StreamYard?
Asset. And we have
One second.
Mr. Thompson and Denny.
It's
There we
not
go.
showing up in.
Courtroom
Oh, it's just taking a
representing
bit.
the state.
This is my border.
Participating on Zoom is Ms. Beatty and Mr. Nye.
That's probably
Also
better, huh?
representing the state. I've got Ms. Engler is the court reporter. She's participating on Zoom. And I think that's really everybody that I have to address here. So
What's up, everybody hopping in?
the defense, Ms. Taylor requests a status conference for today. So here we are. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we asked for this status conference today because I have had some opportunity to meet with Mr. Koberger and talk about his trial date and his speedy trial right. Your Honor, we're here today to ask the court to continue the trial setting, and Mr. Koberger is prepared to waive his right to a speedy trial. Your Honor, there are a couple of things that I need to place on the record. One can come after the court takes his waiver, but one I think ought to come before the court takes his waiver. Your Honor, as the court knows, we will file a number of motions to strike the death penalty and Idaho's scheme of capital punishment. Because we're here today to waive speedy and ask the court to continue, I think the court and counsel ought to know that one of the motions that we will be filing is a motion to strike the death penalty because it places Mr. Koberger in a position where he has to choose between two rights. One, that being the right of the speedy trial, or the other right to effective assistance of counsel. I didn't want that to come filed later and have it be any surprise that I knew it was coming. It will be coming. That motion will be coming. And for us to stand up and request a continuance and waive speedy today. The rest can be placed on the record after the court's questions.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Well, you heard all that, Mr. Koberger? Yes? Yes. And is that the case that you want to waive your speedy trial rights? Yes. And you understand that those rights are statutory in Idaho, also protected by the United States Constitution and the Idaho Constitution? Yes. You understand that if you waive, you're waiving really forever in this case. So if we were to push this out, this case, and then something else happens that allows us or requires us to push it out a little farther, you can't claim your right to a speedy trial at that point. You understand that? Yes. So have you had enough time to discuss this with Ms. Taylor? I have. Has anybody pressured you to waive your speedy trial rights? No. Okay. You sure you want to do this? Absolutely. Okay. Do you agree with this, Ms. Taylor?
Your Honor, I do agree with this. I do not believe counsel can be effective by October 2nd. And the entire phase, if we should end up in a part 2 of this trial, our investigation is not complete. Our work with experts is not complete. We haven't completed our review of the state's evidence. I do not believe that we can be effective by October.
Thank you. Is Mr. Koberger willing today to write, to sign his name and you to sign your name on a waiver of speedy trial?
Your Honor, I can tell you that I did not prepare Mr. Koberger for that, and that would be because I am not familiar with the court's practice. I expect that we would wait and open the court today, and that would be sufficient. Be happy to take a look at the full process.
Well, I wasn't really anticipating this, but just in case, and hypothetically, I grabbed a Odyssey form, which I don't really favor those forms, but I did pull that out, and maybe I could give this to you and Mr. Koberger, and you could take a look at it. My practice is always to get a written signature of waiver in any waiver of speedy trial. So, let me go to, and I haven't taken his waiver yet. I'm going to notice that, but just let that settle for a second. Mr. Thompson, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor. I mean, I think everybody would like to have this resolved sooner than later, but I think the case is of such great importance and complexity that this is a smart move.
Thank you. I do agree with that. I mean, we have so many things going on. There's a lot of issues left to resolve. And as you know, I mean, you probably would understand that. And you were all thinking this.
All right, and I'm going to take the time to pause it just for fair use. I know I probably went past that time limit, but I kind of wanted to get us back to where we were at with the closed captioning. And Yoli, that's exactly what you were saying. They all, even the judge is saying, he thinks that's what's best for both parties is for everybody to have more time. So I get it. It just sucks because I was hoping they'd be asking to be provided with more stuff and then have to admit that, they don't have it. That's why they've been repeatedly asked over and over and over for certain things. No, I don't think that's who it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Especially Friday. Friday was a shit show in court. Banging your Angela. Well, I mean, this is it's the conversations we've been having for all this time. All of it. Well, not all of us, but some of us. And, one of the reasons why there was ridicule out there is because it's like, how could you dare say that he might be innocent? Because, right, Rolo? Months. That's right. All right, so this is where we were at earlier. There's about 11 minutes left in it, and I'll probably play a few more, pause it again, and then we'll finish it out here. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for hopping in. I appreciate it. I'm trying not to highlight the comments as much. That way it doesn't cover up the closed captioning. I wish they'd put it on top. That'd be cool.
It's going to be very difficult to put.
Yeah, it's going to get drug out like crazy now. Like, I don't know if I should save my PTO for the first week of the trial anymore, because I might have more PTO by the time the trial takes place. So what am I saving it for now?
This is a very significant, complicated case for all the lawyers, and particularly lawyers. So I understand we want to be fully prepared for the trial, and if it happens, also. So, and likewise for the state, likewise for the court. I mean, I just need to do that. You don't want to have to. Any of these issues, because they're all important.
Right, Cole?
So I don't know, did you take a look at that form?
Maybe have just a moment.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. So, Mr. Koberger, did you read this over?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm talking about is the written waiver of speedy trial.
Yes.
Did you understand the terms here,
Yes.
which we've already talked about?
Yes.
And you agree with the signing the form waiver of speedy trial, Ms. Taylor?
I do not.
Okay, so Mr. Koberger, do you want me to accept your waiver?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you understand that if I accept your waiver, you're giving up your constitutional right under the United States Constitution and the Idaho Constitution on a constitutional right of speedy trial?
I understand.
Do you understand that if I accept your waiver, you're also giving up your Idaho statutory right to a speedy trial?
Yes.
That is within 6 months of your lien.
Yes.
Do you agree with the vendor of the waiver, Ms. Taylor? Koberger, do you want me to accept your waiver?
I do.
Based on our discussion, your waiver of these rights expressly in court and also in signing this waiver of speedy trial. Also, you are entering these waivers on advice of counsel and will accept your waiver of speedy trial. I find that your waivers are knowing, intelligent, voluntary, and there's actually good cause to recognize that. What I heard from your counsel, Thompson, and my findings. So, with that, we can talk about resetting this trial. I'm prepared to do that today. Sarah?
Your Honor, I would say that we are not prepared to choose the trial date today. That brings me to the second part of what I wanted to talk to the court and counsel about today. We currently have September 1st as the date for the motion to dismiss the grand jury indictment. Our deadline to file our challenges will be today, and we're prepared to file those today. Our hope is that we can keep that particular hearing date. We'd like to keep it both to challenge the grand jury indictment, and also there are 2 additional motions that we're going to be filing, and we're hoping that we can have those heard. After that time, after we've heard the motions, we'd be in a position to meet with the state if we desire and talk about a reasonable trial setting. My preference would be to have us discuss that and reset the trial one time and not do this a number of times and worry about getting subpoenas out and that would be my request. The other deadlines that are in place right now on the court's scheduling order, I think those would be appropriate for us to talk about at the state and perhaps suggest for the court to order a different scheduling order than the one that exists. We just simply want to keep the grand jury indictment challenge date because that's soon, and having the court's decision on that will largely impact what next means. If the court will allow, I'd like to briefly address the other 2 motions that are coming to the top and on today.
Sure.
Okay. Your Honor, we will be filing a motion as to do media in the courtroom, particularly to counts in the courtroom. And that motion should be filed by the end of today or first thing tomorrow. That comes from some things that happened last week. The other motion, Your Honor, has to do with what happens to witnesses that the defense might call. The court will recall Gabriela Vargas testified last Friday in our hearing. Last night, she was visited by 2 FBI agents and interrogated about her testimony, the timing of her declaration. That, in our view, impacts Mr. Koberger's due process rights and his rights to effective assistance of counsel, and that motion will also be filed later today in first thing.
Any objection to hearing this here, the motion along with these 2 more motions to be occurred on September 1, Mr. Thompson?
I don't believe so, Your Honor, having not seen exactly what the motions are, but you're saying they're fairly straightforward. I would think that we could, if we look at the motions, we have an issue with great support for Ms. Taylor. I will, for the record, since Ms. Taylor has brought up the situation with Vargas, give court and counsel background. Over the weekend, Ms. Vargas, after she testified, engaged in some electronic communications with others in the genetic genealogy field. Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, to our investigators, that she was redigging on some of the things that she testified to in court. When we heard of that, I reached out to the investigators and said, can we find out what's going on? And the FBI indeed undertook an investigation. And preliminary reports are that Ms. Vargas claims that some of what was in her declaration, she inadvertently agreed to or signed without fully reading it. We're documenting that, so we can expose it to Ms. Taylor and to the court, because I think those directly to what happened last week.
Hold on a minute. Somebody signed documentation without fully reading it, and that's an excuse? Wait, hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, can you rewind it?
Did you hear that too?
I did. I'm not sure that what I heard, but yeah, I heard something like that. Can you rewind it?
Yeah, I did too. I'm like, what? Somebody huh?
Yeah, that doesn't.
That, in our view, impacts Mr. Koberger's due process rights and his rights.
It is, everybody. I understand that it's what they want to offer. They don't even want us.
Any objection to?
I wish I could be in the courtroom.
The motion along with these two more motions to the.
And I wouldn't be wearing my hat in the courtroom, by the way.
I don't believe so, Your Honor, having not seen exactly what the motions are, but you're saying they're fairly straightforward. I would think that we could, if we look at the motions, we have an issue with great support for Ms. Taylor. I will, for the record, since Ms. Taylor has brought up the situation with Vargas, give court and counsel background. Over the weekend, Ms. Vargas, after she testified, engaged in some electronic communications with others in the genetic genealogy field. Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, to our investigators, that she was redigging on some of the things that she testified to in court. When we heard of that, I reached out to the investigators and said, can we find out what's going on? And the FBI indeed undertook an investigation. And preliminary reports are that Ms. Vargas claims that some of what was in her declaration, she inadvertently agreed to or signed without fully reading it. We're documenting that so we can expose it to Ms. Taylor and to the court.
It's so hard to tell what the hell he's saying.
Expose it to the sailor?
You know what I'm saying? And listen, everybody, the transcript is the same as the closed captioning. It's not different. Like, seriously, you can see the same. Expose it to the sailor. I'm having such a hard time. I almost want to turn closed captioning off because it's making me hear shit that I'm not hearing.
Yeah.
And
so I guess Vargas is saying that she signed it without reading it.
Well, they're saying that, and it's so hard to tell because of the closed it's YouTube closed captioning. They always butcher stuff. It sounds to me like some of the things that she was testifying to was based off of a report from a long time ago or something. I'm still kind of confused. But that the investigators reached out to her or something.
Maybe we need to hear it. Maybe we need to hear it one more time.
I gotta listen to it again. That part is clear. She signed it inadvertently without reading it.
Okay.
We get that part, everybody. What is what are they? What's the Vargas? The testimony, the
Well, we have,
electronic.
we have the prosecutor saying that she signed it without reading it. I don't know
Right.
what that
But,
means.
well, he's stating what she's stating, I think,
Yeah, but that's hearsay. I
because
mean,
he wanted. Well, he said that he wanted he wanted the investigators to reach out because he was asking the investigators what's going on. So then that's when the investigators told him that she inadvertently signed something that she didn't fully read.
she inadvertently signed something,
Right. That she didn't
or
fully read. That's what those are his words.
this is insane.
Inadvertently signed something that she didn't fully read.
Well, she was able to testify.
Thompson called the investigators to interrogate Vargas. Thank you, Heather. Yes.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to re-listen to it.
No, I do.
Okay.
I do. And then I'll get into that new document that dropped a little bit ago. We're going to listen to his part again, and then we'll get to that document.
With what happens to witnesses that the defense might call. The court will call Gabriela Vargas.
This is why I want to be here for you guys every time this is out, or any of these cases. I wish I could be in the courtroom. I really do.
Impacts Mr. Coberger's due process rights and his rights to effective assistance of counsel, and that motion will also be filed later today.
Any objection to hearing the motion along with these two more motions to be heard on September 1, Thompson?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. Having not seen exactly what the motions are, but understanding they're fairly straightforward, I would think that if we look at the motions, we have an issue with raising support for Ms. Taylor. I will, for the record, since Ms. Taylor has brought up the situation with Vargas, did court and counsel background. Over the weekend, Ms. Vargas, after she testified, engaged in some electronic communications with others in the genetic genealogy field.
So she testified about electronic communications in the genetic genealogy field.
Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, that she was relating on some of the things that she testified to.
She was relating to some of the things that she had to rereading. I can't. It's so. What is that?
Indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, that she was relating on some of the things.
Okay.
That she testified to.
It says it was reported to some of the investigators. Who reported it to the investigators? Do we know?
Well, the investigators would have been the one so it would have to be another investigator that starts with an F.
Well, why wouldn't they say that she reported to the investigators? They said it was reported to the investigators. Who reported it?
Maybe he fumbles his words a lot because he talks out of his ass. And
No, I don't know.
You can fumble words easily that way when you're talking out of that hole instead of the other one. It happens.
Yeah, I guess so.
Shit comes out, Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding what he's saying. Let me try and back it up. It's really hard. It's really hard to understand.
Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, that she was relating on some of the things that she testified.
Reneging.
When we heard of that,
is it reneging?
I think it was relating. Relating. Because it comes up rebating, so I'm thinking relating is what. But it could
Okay.
be. Who knows? We'll listen.
As it was reported to the investigators, to our investigators, that she was rebating on some of the things that she testified to in court. When we heard of that, I reached out to the investigators and said, can you find out what's going on? And the FBI indeed undertook an investigation. And preliminary reports are.
So he reached out to the investigators regarding what she was testifying to because it wasn't, quote, probably what he thought she was going to say. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know, but
I think that's what I'm hearing.
this is something for cross-examination. Why didn't
Well,
he's basically making an excuse for why he didn't cross-examine her, because this information was afterward. Because if he had this information when she testified, then he could have cross-examined her and said, well, didn't you say this? You know, so
right,
so
that
now
too, and you don't know how to ask questions either. I mean, I can come
yeah.
up with some good fucking questions, bro. Hire
Yeah.
me.
So
I'll fill in.
I'm not sure. This is all very strange. I don't know what's going on here. It's very, very strange.
This shit is confusing, you know?
So
Wait a minute.
So
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What do you think, Dawn?
Somebody said that she rebated or whatever it is on her testimony, that some of the things she said in her testimony either wasn't right or she was
Something didn't
reneging, or I don't
Yeah.
know. And
Something
so it was reported to the investigators that she said that. So that's all I could really gather from that. But go ahead, Dolphin.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you
so what he said was that she was reneging on her
Reneging.
testimony. It's basically means that she said that she was going to testify to one thing, but when she got up on the stand, she started talking about something else. That's what Bill Thompson's problem is
Well,
Right,
he had
yeah.
a
with
chance,
her.
but he had a chance to cross-examine her. That's the thing.
I didn't even see her testimony, so yeah.
I didn't either. That's why I was like,
I
where'd
saw a
it
little bit of
go?
it in Jules's video or whatever, but
Is it
yeah.
out? Is it out there now? Because I'd like to watch it.
She put one up the weekend, last weekend. Like I said, when I had my aha moment, like a few hours later in the morning, she created a video along the same, lines of what I was thinking. So, and she
Well,
mentioned this Vargas woman, and there's a clip or two of Vargas in her video.
I'll need to find out where that's at because we haven't gone into the witness's testimony part yet. That's after the DNA stuff. So I definitely need to. Hopefully, it's available. Why wouldn't it be available? Because I don't know. Why wouldn't it be available? But it sounds to me like, he was caught off guard. Is that why? I mean, he was already pissed off before she even was up on the stand then because
She
he
was
was
a last
upset.
minute witness too. That's why I think he was caught off guard.
Yeah, well, she submitted a declaration ahead of the hearing at the last minute. And so you have a declaration, and maybe that's what she was comfortable giving, not an affidavit. Not, I mean, it's different, but she gave a declaration to show a preview to the judge about what she was going to testify to. But maybe she went outside of that, but I don't know.
I don't know. All right, there's just a couple minutes left, and then there's a new document. It's hard to hear them.
She inadvertently agreed to sign without fully reading it.
Inadvertently agreed to sign, so somebody handed it to her.
Well, so the declaration is usually prepared by the attorney. The attorney gets the information from the witness and puts it in the format. And
I even know not to sign something without reading it, even if it's.
Keep in mind, this is a prosecutor who's saying that she inadvertently agreed to sign without fully reading. He is not. He's saying that to the court, but where's the
So he
witness
wants her
saying that?
tossed. He wants her
Yeah,
tossed.
but he
He
can't
wants her
toss
tossed.
it. He can't toss it. He himself. I mean, he
No.
has to show some proof that she
Yeah.
inadvertently agreed to sign without fully reading.
Well, right. He wants to show that she's not, because I don't know, maybe she didn't agree with because I'm going to be honest with you, when I was watching some of these witnesses' testimonies, I was like, damn, they're kind of sounding like they're like on the side of you know who a little bit. I was like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. But if she really did this, he's not down with what she was testifying to, and now he's sending the hounds after her. I think is he just trying to play a game where he wants to not even be a credible witness? Because
I'm not sure.
stating two different things that are obviously don't jive.
Well,
with
we haven't heard from the witness that she inadvertently agreed to sign without fully reading. We haven't heard that from her. We're hearing it from the prosecutor.
Yeah,
so
but he
the
can't say some shit like that. That's not true.
It's true. He can't say that if it's not true, but he has to show the goods at some point.
Well, I mean, I don't think he'd be making the claim. You know.
Well, I don't know.
You think he would say that right now without having the proof to show the judge? I would think he would have the proof.
Well,
I don't think he'd be saying it.
He's filing charges against Brian Kober without showing the goods. I mean, I don't know.
I understand that, but that's been a work in progress for 8 months, 7 months. This right here, this just came out of the blue. So
well, what he needs to do
that's why I'm
is
saying I could see how it is true if he.
Well, here's the thing: whether she signed the declaration inadvertently and agreed and signed, she still gave her testimony.
That's not good.
Well, she still gave her testimony.
Right.
So
I think he's trying to expose shit so she's not even a witness in trial.
But what the prosecutor says is not evidence. It's just not.
No, I'm not saying it's evidence. Okay, what I'm saying is, Yoli, is that when you're building a case for 7 months, yes, you can put a DP on somebody. When something comes out of the blue, like what the testimony was yesterday or was Friday.
Wasn't it? Oh, Friday.
No, it was Friday. So, and then they had the weekend, and then they had to wait. But what I'm saying is that was out of the blue. So because it's out of the blue, because he didn't have time to really prepare this elaborate freaking thing like he would for 7 months, that's why I'm saying I see some kind of merit to it, because I don't think he'd be saying that shit right now with it being that fresh of an event, and then not being able to provide the documentation. Because to sit there and say that a witness that testified was doing this, that's some heavy shit. And that's like right off, that was just Friday. It wasn't 7 months ago.
Right. But the judge can't really act on this.
I didn't say he could.
Right. So
I said what I'm saying is I think his words have merit. I didn't say the judge could do anything. I'm saying I think what Bill Thompson is saying is actually, I think he does have the documentation to back it up, is what I mean.
What I'm saying is I don't know if he does or not. Because they don't have the documentation for the DNA.
Well,
and they don't have documentation.
I don't know. The water cooler, but I'll just say, in my opinion, I feel like he does have the documentation to show that, because I don't think he would.
And what documentation would that be?
You don't think the judge would be asking him ASAP where the documentation is at?
Well,
when it comes to a material witness? Not today, but there's a lot of court hearings coming up.
Yeah. Well, maybe it'll come out in the court hearings, but right now, I don't know if what he's saying is true or not true, or if he is just saying that somebody informed somebody that she inadvertently signed without fully reading, and then later on he's going to say, well, I don't know, I was informed by somebody, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, he could easily do that. I'm not at the water cooler. I always state that about these cases that I cover. I ain't at the water cooler. This is just my opinion. And in my opinion, I feel like he probably has them.
Well, we'll
It's just
see,
my
huh?
opinion. It's just my opinion. I'm not placing a bet on it.
Well, we'll
Shit.
see. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
even
I'm
know
not
what to make
placing
of
a
this.
bet
This
on
is
it.
all crazy. I don't know. And you know what? I don't
Why didn't he
know.
just make up an elaborate lie about the documentation if he was going to make up an elaborate lie about a testimony from a witness? You know,
Well, it
he
could
didn't lie
be.
about it on Friday, so why would he lie about, that's
Well,
where I'm,
it could be that Vargas is not, I mean, she's not as, like I would say, a seasoned, well, I don't know if she's a seasoned expert or
oh,
not.
see, she's the witness that spoke out about Ellie breaking the rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
please hear?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, who really knows? Who does? Unless you're at the water cooler. That's why I always bring up the water cooler, because when you're at the water cooler, that's where all the conversations are going down. You know that if you have a water cooler and you walk by it, that water cooler. That's where all the conversations take place. You know that.
yeah.
We are that Ms. Vargas claims that some of what was in her declaration, she inadvertently agreed to or signed without fully reading it. We're documenting that so we can expose it to Ms. Taylor and to the court, because I think those directly to what happened last week. That's the only reason that she was contacted, because it reported to us that she was retracting some of what she had testified to and what was in the declaration. And we felt it very need to cover that too. There was no other motive, no other motivation for it. I just wanted to candid.
Oh, wait a second. Can you pause for a
Yeah,
second?
you want me to pause it? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just for a second. Because I
Yeah.
got up to turn on my outdoor lights. So when I came back, you guys were talking about Vargas and the declaration and all that. I pulled up the declaration, but I missed what they said in court. So was he just talking about that because she signed this, that's why, and then she reneged on her testimony. That's why the FBI contacted Vargas. Is that what he was just talking about? Is it the FBI contacted her?
Thompson wanted them to go find out what was going on.
Oh, so
He
he sent
requested
them.
it. He
Okay.
requested it.
Okay. Well, at the
Yeah.
very bottom of this declaration, she just says one simple sentence that
It's
she's
vague.
aware that law enforcement has obtained results in ways prohibited by the terms of use and prohibited by their own policies. So it's, just one
It's been
simple
that way for-
statement. But I think when she was on the stand, she pulls out like an article and something else and then says, yeah, they've been using it. The article, I think, says that Ellie
Yeah.
has been doing this and they have been hiding it for like a long time. And she, kind of like went in depth on the stand.
Listen, I've heard of the same county
Hmm.
almost not like doing this little MO shit where they put these crazy ass amounts on these fucking people there, so they will fucking take plea deals so they don't have to provide the fucking evidence. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, look it up.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This shit ain't no joke. They do this shit. And then they get these fucking people to take plea deals because the fucking charges are so fucking ridiculous. And shit gets manipulated. And then they fucking take plea deals so they don't have to provide the fucking evidence. Look it up. Trust me, I it's not that hard. It doesn't with shit up there, it don't take that long. It really don't.
Well, here's the thing. You have the prosecutor saying this, but is it like he's telling the court this, and I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, right? I mean, he's saying this, so what does he want? He wants what? He hasn't said what he wants or why he's arguing this.
He's probably
I don't know.
arguing it to get her testimony stricken from the record.
That's what I'm
Has he
thinking.
said that
I'm
yet?
thinking he doesn't want her. I thinking he doesn't
No,
want
I think
her.
there's more coming. I don't know.
I think he doesn't want. After that, it's like, you know what? You're gonna flip the script. Get the fuck out of here. No, for real. That's what That's what I've been picking up from it. Is like, why else? Why? listen, why wouldn't you like sit down and have a conversation with the witness yourself? Why are you sending investigators? You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. Like,
Well,
why are you sending? And that's why I think that if it's true, he does have the freaking paperwork because
no, the
I
reason
think
why
he
he
really
sends
did.
the
He
reason
wants
why he
the shit.
sends investigators is because he doesn't want to be a witness to the case. So that's one of the things that attorneys use. They send
Okay.
investigators because if they ask the question, let's say I interview a witness and they tell me something, and then they get on the stand and they say something else. Well, I don't have a witness to rebut that witness. I'm the only witness. And if I become a witness in the case, I can't. It's a conflict. So you send an investigator to get the information so that the witness reneges, then you have the investigator get up on there and say, she told me this.
Right.
So that's why he has it. But I don't know what
It had to be an investigator. It couldn't have been somebody like some kind of representation.
Oh, it could be anybody aside
why would
from
it
the
have to be an
attorney.
investigator? So it doesn't have to be there. What I mean is
Not at all.
I think there's a reason that you called an investigator and you didn't have a simple
Oh, I see
conversation.
what you're saying. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's an investigator, I guess, because they have they're privy to getting investigators to go out and investigate. And I guess, I mean,
yeah, it's like going to the principal without taking the student out to have a talk with them, you know?
Right. Yes.
You're just going straight to the principal. It's like, whoa, why? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, criminal law is very different because in civil we take depositions and and they do that in criminal, but I don't know about this whole deal. It just sounds very strange to me.
It does. It does. It's so confusing. But then it just I almost feel like it's sad too because with these court hearings, it's nice being able to see it. It's nice being able to hear it because it can take on a different story if you're just reading the words because you add your own emotion into the words and you're not getting the true emotion physically or verbally from the real people that are speaking the words. And it almost seems like these layers are getting peeled back with each one of these court hearings, and it's sad that this shit's going to be taken away because it really feels like shit. Each time there's some kind of hearing that we're watching a new video, there's always a little layer that just gets peeled off each time, and it just keeps exposing shit. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah,
it just seems that way.
And that's probably how it's going to go.
I mean, and I'm saying against the prosecution.
Yes.
It's Friday. It was, obviously Vargas's testimony. It was appeal. Another appeal, was, finally admitting how can we supply something that doesn't exist?
Well, yeah. I mean, the reason
that
why
the other DNA samples weren't tested because they weren't
qualified.
Yeah, qualified.
I don't know what that
like
means.
peel, like peel.
God, I wish I could just go in there and cross-examine everybody. They
right?
There would be. It's just like waste of time. It's like get to the point, Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a criminal defense attorney, but if I were representing Brian Koberger, I would say the simple question is how did he become a suspect? That's what I want the defense to tell me, and that's what I want the defense to tell the court. How did he become a suspect? Tell me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what would they say?
And they'll say, we don't have the documentation.
Well, then you know what? Fuck you. Go. It's dismissed. I'm sorry. I get so
that's why
angry.
I don't think they did the work. No, that's why I don't think they did the work.
I get so angry. See, I need to calm down.
I don't think they did the work. I don't think they did the work. I just don't see it.
I shouldn't be saying things like that. I'm sorry.
Why? Hey, it's the Evil CJ show. You can say all the swear words you want to. It don't matter. That's the beautiful thing. We express our emotions. It's an emotion. Express it, if you want to say fuck or shit because you're angry, well, then say fuck or shit because you're angry because, sometimes we need to say some shit. We need to get upset. We need to,
Yeah.
We need to do it, you know?
I'm just because I'm an attorney that
You're fine.
I feel like, you know, some people might listen to this and they might say, "Oh, look at this chick saying this shit." But you know what?
Have you seen
It could
Emily D.
be
Baker?
right. It could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah.
You're no, you're beautiful the way
She
you are.
said
You
she's a
just keep
fan of the
being you.
cursey words.
You
Yeah,
just
well,
keep
yeah.
being you.
Well,
I get
I just wish
excited when you swear. I'm just being serious.
I just wish I could get in there. Like, okay, let's like stop it. Okay. Like, okay, there's no, why is my client in jail? Why is he locked up? Just tell me. Tell me the basis for which you determined he was a suspect. If you're going to hem and haw, well, guess what? That's not going to work. I feel like I would not have gotten out of the, I would have kicked and screamed. I would not have gotten out of that courtroom until I had some definitive evidence that backs up why he's in there. And I don't see it. I don't see it. And maybe it's because it's under a gag order, you know, that we don't see it. That could be it, that there's evidence, but it's all quiet and we can't see it. And so therefore
I'm sorry. You're gonna have these if anything. You're gonna have these if anything. Like
Eddie,
seriously.
he said swear like Trailer Park Tammy. With the cigarette.
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like, you know what?
Oh God.
Trailer Trash Chat.
We don't
I
talk
saw
politics
her.
in here, special.
Oh my,
case,
no,
sorry.
no. I saw her videos at Trailer. Yes, Tammy. Mm-hmm. Wait, is that? Yeah. No, it just bugs me. It's like I want to just go in there and say, look, judge, how did my client become a suspect? That's the first question. If they can't answer that, then he shouldn't be in jail. But you know, that's just me. I don't know if that's how it works in criminal law.
You're just you, and we are just we, and that's all we can
I'd be kicking and screaming. And you know what? I've been under the media coverage, and I know you have to be sort of subdued, but with this case, the way that I feel, it's like, oh my God, like seriously, like, do you think we're stupid?
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Seriously. And trust me, I don't know. I would love to be able to. That's why, like, maybe in the future, I'm just going to have my own damn website. And then I can be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say, you know, and I don't have to be, you know, I can talk about different countries and I can talk about other topics, you know, and I can say certain things that, you know, so trust me, I'm like, it sucks being with all of the restrictions we have as content creators on what we can say and what we can't say and what we can talk about and what we can't talk about. It's ridiculous. It almost is like some small censorship in a way. And the crazy part is you know, when you choose to be an 18 plus channel, like you already are starting off like way at the fucking bottom. Because yes, I'm going to swear. Yes, I'm going to talk about topics that isn't for everybody, different things like that. And you know, and then you already have that. So then your like reach is like very freaking limited. Okay. So you're already like very fucking limited. Some people choose not to and just go the other route, which I don't know. I like to be honest, you know, about the audience that I'm trying to have. And shit. I'm sorry. But then with the restrictions of like all the words and things that you can't talk about, you can't even talk about some current events that go on, because if you say anything about it, you're getting in trouble. And it's like, well, why can't we talk about these things? And the whole like restrictions is just it's getting ridiculous. And I'd love to be able to be on a platform where I could say whatever, we can talk about whatever. In the very future, there will be something like that, because I don't know. I just see things getting worse and worse here when it comes to the restrictions. And I don't know, pretty soon, I deal with them. I deal with them on the analytics in the studio. I'm dealing with these things on every show. And it's like, you if I even showed you guys like the things that you got to check off to submit for a rating, it's crazy. It is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the fact that like if you don't even do it right, you can get in trouble for that, for just not even clicking on one of them as something that took place, might have taken place or took place in the video or the content. It's I don't know. It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder.
Well, I
And
don't
pretty
want to
soon,
cause any
you ain't going to
problems,
be
so
able to question stuff.
I don't want to say the F word again.
Oh, you're fine. No, that word, no, that's why I say I don't care about the quilted Northern money. Because, no, I really don't. Because I would rather you be able to feel free to say the F word than YouTube being happy with the F word not being spoken. So tissue paper can have a freaking ad rolling on this video instead of ShamWow.
Yeah.
I'll deal with ShamWow so you can be comfortable saying the words you want to say. Now there's other words, those are the words that we all know we can't say, because that's when we can really get in trouble as content creators. But when it comes to the swearing and stuff like that,
Yeah, like
no,
for me to be out
no,
here
that's
swearing
just
on
different
YouTube,
advertising.
nobody would ever expect me to be out here on YouTube swearing. But this case has gotten under my skin just like it has a lot of other people. So, I don't know. There's something about this case, and I really can't articulate it like what it is. It's just a feeling, and it gets under my skin.
It all has, since Fry was out there in the gravel parking lot saying unalive, self-unalive, and the community has nothing to worry about ever since. Like, this show wasn't good. The Evil CJ show wasn't going to be mostly true crime. It wasn't. And this is the case that made me go, this shit ain't right, y'all. From the fucking beginning, I'm like, this shit ain't right. And this is why the show has turned into what it is, mostly is because of this case right here.
Yeah.
And then it started getting me interested in these other ones, digging into stuff and this and that. And it's this case right here. It's from the very beginning. It's been, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck?
And I just had a thought, and it's just a thought, but why, like when they went all gung ho at BK's parents' house where he was at, I'm wondering, did they think that he was gonna do something crazy so that they could engage in some kind of like war thing with him, and like they did with Brent Kopaka? I don't know. I just thought about that, but my mind's just going. But the whole
There's so many
the
things, It's like, man,
yeah, and I don't want to go there, but it was a thought that crossed my mind because I don't understand why they had the whole fucking SWAT team breaking doors, breaking windows. It's like, do you want somebody to come out with a shotgun because they're scared?
well, I mean, I have my own opinion on that shit.
Yeah, we don't have to go there. It's just a thought I had.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it.
I mean, it is mesmerizing. And I think it is mesmerizing, but I think it's a great learning tool. And I think it's a learning tool for the younger generations, to the negative and the positive, because there's so many questions on both sides with this case. And
Yeah.
to see, to see it all unfold, and it's unfortunate for the victims, obviously, and the families, but to see it take place and like even these court hearings, somebody that's a young child is going to be watching these or something, teenager is going to be watching these, and they're going to be seeing this stuff, and they're going to be saying the same shit. on either side. Oh wow, this makes sense, or oh wow, this doesn't make sense, and they're going to start to explore it. Like I just don't understand. This is one of those cases. Like, are you going to tell me none of us learned shit from the O.J. Simpson case? You know, none of us learned shit from
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson case. Really? And how impactful that case was. To me, this is going to be bigger than that.
I think
It
so.
is. It is. And so it's like,
that's all the more reason why they should televise it. But I can't imagine what pressure the judge is under. I mean, I can't imagine what pressure the prosecution, defense counsel, judge, they're all under so much pressure that if I mean, I kind of understand it. I've been under that not exactly that kind of pressure, but under pressure where the media is watching, and it's a different story. I mean, you have to think differently. It's you can't even imagine. But the thing is it is going to be a learning experience. And I think about it and I think, yeah, they had this whole, okay, so with the list killer, they just quietly arrested him on the streets, people with suits. They went ahead
and I
and
saw the PCA and I couldn't even do a
it was too
highlight video.
long.
No, not that it was Yoli, not that it
But
was
it was
too long.
awful. The
I
details.
started to read through it. I did a proofread thing before I went to do a highlight video because I was going to make it that Saturday morning. And I got through like 10 or 11 pages and I'm just like, there's no way I can make a freaking highlight video out of this and feel comfortable putting it out there like that. I'll read it on a live where I
And
can
yet they went ahead
self-edit, but I am not putting that document. No.
They went ahead. So with that PCA, they went ahead and arrested the list killer out in the street with people with suits, very peaceful, very quiet. Here you go. You're under arrest.
Yeah, right by the
Okay,
trash
but with
can.
with BK, they went ahead gung ho. Like, what did they expect? And stupid. Excuse me. I don't want to say that. But these FBI agents, they went gung ho in there, and what did they find? They found Brian Kohlberger in his, what I understand, boxers, separating trash. So I don't know what they thought they were going to get, but they had to say, oh, he was separating trash because he was so worried about his DNA and he wanted to make sure nobody got his DNA. Yeah, well, I don't know that that's true, but they didn't. They basically found somebody who was separating the trash. And I know we have to get back to this hearing, so I'll be quiet.
Right. Yep. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, this is going to be, I'm going to back up to what Bill Thompson was saying, and then you can hear Ann Taylor's response.
In our view,
and then we have that new document too. Yeah, without body cams, right?
Oh my God.
Dang it.
Any objection to
Come on, StreamYard.
The motion along with these two more motions to be heard on September 1?
I don't believe so, Your Honor, having not seen exactly what the motions are, but if you're saying they're fairly straightforward, I would think that if we look at the motions, we have an issue with raising support for Ms. Taylor. I will, for the record, since Ms. Taylor has brought up the situation with Vargas, did court and counsel background. Over the weekend, Ms. Vargas, after she testified, engaged in some electronic communications with others in the genetic genealogy field. Those indicated, as it was reported to the investigators, to our investigators, that she was redigging on some of the things that she testified to in court. When we heard of that, I reached out to the investigators and said, can you find out what's going on? And the FBI indeed undertook an investigation. And preliminary reports are that Ms. Vargas claims that some of what was in her declaration, she inadvertently agreed or signed without fully reading it. We're documenting that so we can expose it to Ms. Taylor and to the court, because I think goes directly to what happened last week. That's the only reason that she was contacted, because it reported to us that she was retracting some of what she had testified to and what was in the declaration. And we felt in fairness we needed to uncover that quickly. There was no other motive, no other motivation to it. I just wanted to cancel the court.
information that I received.
What happened? The camera froze?
That's how we sort these things out.
Yes.
Hold on. I think the camera froze. Let me just rewind it. Yeah, the camera must have froze. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we sort these things out.
Yes.
So,
Are you serious? Look at that. Oh, of course. Of course.
Your Honor, that's certainly different than the information that I received. I would have been happy to be advised about that, but I'm not sure that's accurate. I mean, I'm sure that's what Mr. Thompson heard. I'm not saying they're calling him a liar, but the quality of the information he's received, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. My hope is that these two FBI agents that were at Ms. Vargas' home last night, hopefully they reported everything that they talked to her about, and that should resolve the issue of passengers.
okay, great. You're not at the hearing. That's how we sort these things out.
Yes.
So,
Okay, I couldn't even see the closed captioning. It didn't even.
No,
Did you hear what she said? I couldn't understand what she was saying.
I didn't understand anything. Something about,
I didn't see the.
well, we don't know. I don't know. I didn't hear.
Okay, it's good. Hold on. Okay. You're at the.
Yes.
so,
This is so hard. I don't know why it needs to be this
Your Honor,
difficult.
that's certainly
You know,
different than the information that I received.
it should be clear.
I would have been happy to be advised about that, but I'm not sure that's accurate. I mean, I'm sure that's what Mr. Thompson heard. I'm not saying they're calling him a liar, but the quality of the information he's received, I'm not sure that's entirely accurate. My hope is that these two FBI agents.
So she's saying that she feels the information he received is not entirely accurate. So maybe subtitle, he's misrepresenting the information. So he could easily blame it on, well, that's like what you were saying earlier. Well, he could just say, well, somebody told me. So he's embellishing in something because he can basically pawn it off to somebody else if he gets asked, give me the shit. And I think that's what she's saying. I don't know. Let me know in chat if you think that's what she's saying. I think. Here, let me just play it out. One more minute, and then we'll be done here.
Accurate. My hope is that these two FBI agents that were at Ms. Vargas' home last night, hopefully they reported everything that they talked to her about.
So she's saying she hopes they kept reports. She hopes they kept reports and they have that available if it is true. Okay.
you're not at the hearing. That's how we sort these things out.
Yes.
So, back to a change of the scheduling order. I mean, I think it does make some sense to redo that. You want to just talk about that before we start taking that apart? We don't have to do it right now. So.
Judge, the state's position would be is that the court vacate the October trial date, vacate the scheduling order. Let's get through what we're going to do on the 1st, and then let's talk.
And then what? What the? It just cut off. So he's basically saying, I want the, they're requesting to vacate all of the dates of the paper, the document that was released yesterday. Basically, all those dates are going to be, it was a waste of paper. It's a waste of paper.
Yeah. I knew that when they said they were setting a status conference. Usually they set a status conference because they're going to move things, but.
So this is the new document that dropped.
He's waving.
Let me see. It says waiver of speedy trial. So this dropped a little bit ago. And let me see here, and then I'm gonna have to be done for the evening. I'm already past where where I was gonna go, but I didn't expect these documents to be coming either. Let me see. Defendant, State of Idaho versus Brian C. Koberger. Defendant acknowledges that defendant has a right to have this case brought to trial within 6 months of defendant's arraignment in district court on an indictment or within 6 months of the filing of the information. Further, the defendant acknowledges consulting with defendant's attorney regarding the right to a speedy trial pursuant to the Sixth Amendment of the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 13 of the Idaho Constitution and Idaho Code Section 19-3501, based upon careful consideration in consultation with the attorney, the defendant waives defendant's right to speedy trial. The defendant fully understands the advantages and disadvantages of waiving the right to a speedy trial and believes that it would be in defendant's best interest to give up this right. The defendant further understands that once the right to a speedy trial is waived, the court may set this case for trial more than 6 months from the time in which defendant was arraigned in district court on an indictment or from the filing of the information. And there's the signature, Brian C. Koberger, and then Ann Taylor, 8/23/23. So it's there. It's right there. So no more guessing. Let's see here. Get to chat. Yeah, no more guessing. Well, I'm sorry we didn't get to that DNA video, Dolphin. I know that we were talking about doing that last night. No. Like, I didn't think that these documents were going to be coming out. And honestly, I didn't think that I was going to be hearing what I heard when it came to a lot of the shit we heard in the court hearing today. Hell, that's what we analyzed for so long. And you can't even barely understand what they're saying half the time. And YouTube's closed captioning is telling you to go to Kathmandu for Timbuktu. I mean, what?
Oh my God.
Right, like, but really, it's like trying to figure out the audio of the Linda Lane footage, you know?
I know.
For real.
It's
it's
very frustrating. I couldn't.
It's like the audio of the damn Linda Lane. Like, huh? What am I hearing? What?
Yeah,
So you can
have to rewatch it.
It's like you can hear whatever you want to hear. Like, it's like,
right.
Like, so frustrating. But
then and then you like read, and then you're trying to hear what they're saying, and then like closed captioning saying to put kitty litter on your popcorn. You're like, what? Put kitty litter on your popcorn. What?
And it said something about they told the sailor.
To abort. To abort or some shit. It's like, what are we playing? Battleship? Like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God.
What's up, everybody coming in? Bad Slave, Heavy Metal Rehab. Everybody coming in. Thanks for coming in here. But unfortunately, we're going to be ending it here in a few. I already went past, but I had to get on, talk about this court hearing. I'm going to be, I was going to, like, I even was like, putting it out there like, hey, I'm gonna get these dates because I'm gonna be putting in PTO like half a day so I can hit all these court dates and stuff to be with you guys. And that's changed now. So, and then the PTO that I was saving for the first week of the trial, like somebody said in chat, shit, I'll have 3 months of PTO accrued by the time this thing goes to trial now.
Oh, Caddy Sunny said Sailor might be Miss Taylor.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know.
I mean, if it is, hey, that's cool. I appreciate you watching the show. We definitely have you back, but I don't know what is out there. there's a bunch of fake people, so you never know anyway. So I'm taking September 1st off. Yeah, I'm actually I had an idea that I was gonna talk to my employer about, so that way I could uh, give you these day shows, but still be available for work for them as well. So it's an idea that I'm thinking about. I'm gonna kind of talk to them about it tomorrow, and just shoot the idea out there and see what happens. But I think if I'm able to do this idea, I think that really I'll still be available for both, but I'll really be a lot more available for the show. And when it comes to all the stuff in the background that I'm not able to get to because I'm so freaking busy. Um, so fingers crossed. Now I don't know what I'm doing for Thursday yet. Tomorrow, I was kind of wanting to just kind of chill back the rest of the evening. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through all my notes. I'm gonna be making highlight videos. There's highlight videos I got to work on. Because I know people have been reaching out for short content and things like that. So I definitely want to do some of that for them as well. So as soon as we're done, I'm going to be working. But I don't know. I think this new idea is going to be able to be cool. But Thursday, it's either going to be like I was mentioning this weekend. I'm talking about maybe having live calls and open panel, but really live calls for the first hour and a half of the show. I think because I'm allowed to be able to keep my same schedule that I was, that I already had plans for the next couple weeks. I will be available all day Friday, so I plan on being on early in the morning Friday again, like I was last week. I'm gonna be doing my body cam deep dive part 1, and so tomorrow night I'm not sure. I am gonna do an extended show, but I'm not sure. I would like to open up for at least an hour and a half of phone calls if anybody does want to call, because that's one of the things that I'm not able, and I have been neglecting on the show for a few weeks, is not being able to have these live phone calls. And Yoli, you can be one of them too, because I know you're going out of town, and that is going to be one of the easiest ways for you to be able to, hop in and say what's up and talk about some of the things that are going on. And so,
Okay.
yeah, for real. Because that's one of the cool, one of the people, or one of the things that people like about the show is the live calls here and there, the highlights, the highlight of the live calls. And that's one thing that I haven't really been able to do the last week and a half or 2 weeks as much, is take those live calls here and there. And so this weekend I was like, damn, I need to have a night where it's nothing but live calls and open panel and just hanging out. But I don't know. I might have to push. I don't know. I'm still kind of. I really need to get to this DNA stuff. I really do. No, for real. Like there's so many things, and with my schedule coming up in 2 weeks, where it's going to where it was going on Monday when shit was just like, what the fuck do I do? That's happening in 2 weeks, and so I need to get this stuff done. I can't be dragging my feet. I can't be, taking my time. I can't be doing that stuff. I got to get this stuff knocked out, because then if I have all of this stuff behind me and then I have less time and then I got to try and keep going on, that is, I need to get this stuff knocked out now. We need to get rid of, we need to do I still got to finish up the Grub Truck finale. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that I need to get done. So it's going to be a lot of these shows coming up the next week or so. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. And that's kind of what we have to be about right now. I'm behind the gun. I'm behind the 8 ball. I need to catch up. I need to get caught up, because in 2 weeks it's going to be a different story. But I'm going to be going to him tomorrow about an idea that I have. And I think if this idea works, it's going to be a beautiful thing for both sides. So,
well, good luck.
just fingers crossed for me tomorrow, okay? Because I'm going to bring it up. Fingers crossed.
Okay, good luck.
Yes. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, No Chains. Everybody, thank you for the gift of gab. I don't know. My bad. Um, but yeah, I just want to say thank you, Yoli. Please have a safe trip.
Yeah, I
Um,
will.
and keep me updated if you're able to and you have the available time. Please let me know, like email me or something. Let me know that you made it safe, and then just reach out anytime you want. If I'm on a show and we're live and you want to call in about something, I don't care. I'm gonna pause whatever I'm doing, and I'm gonna take that phone call from you. Okay, so just reach out to me and let me know. I don't get a notification with my email, so maybe you could message something on the YouTube show and say, "Hey, I'm going to call in a few minutes," and I could go, "Okay."
I don't know. The only thing I know is email and text.
Okay. Well, I'll give you my number and then you can text me, okay?
Okay.
And
You
then
can email it
just
to
say,
me. Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll get your message, and then I'll definitely make sure. Okay.
Maybe nothing's happening this weekend on the Coburger case, so we'll see.
Hey, you never know. But please, most importantly, be safe. And thank you so much for your time last night. Thank you so much for your time tonight. And you too, Dolphin. I appreciate you hanging out. And we're going to get into that DNA stuff, Dolphin. Guaranteed.
No problem. You're welcome.
Guaranteed. And Yoli,
Mm-hmm.
we can get into that witness's testimony. I'm going to save that. You said Monday, right?
Yeah. Monday for that week when I get back. I get back on Sunday, so that week, Monday through Friday, I'm pretty much available in the evenings.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll get into the DNA stuff. Dolphin and I will. And then on Monday, we'll have Yoli back on the show, and Dolphin, you too, if you'd like. And we'll get into the witnesses' testimonies based off of what we've learned about all of the DNA stuff from the previous episode for that. So definitely going to be getting into that. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait. And please be safe, Yoli. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I know it was a quick live out of the blue. Well, not out of the blue because I put the notification out last night, but a weird time for me to be going live and on a night that I'm usually not going live. I appreciate you guys hanging out and and supporting. So please send the positive energy. Fingers crossed. My idea. And if it is cool, oh my gosh, it's on, baby. It's on.
Okay.
It's
well, we'll
on.
be praying for you.
Yeah, please do. Fingers crossed.
All right.
Energy in the morning, 7:30 Eastern. Just be like, yo, please. So I wanted to say thank you, everybody. Good night.
All right.
I appreciate you
Good
so
night.
much. And we'll see you tomorrow night. We'll have
Good
an
night,
extended
Dolphin.
show. Good night, everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry. Good night.
Good night.
I'm just typing to people in chat. I'm
I
sorry.
know. She's a night owl. She's just getting started.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night. Or good day for you, Dolphin.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
right. Good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Later.